Hello everyone, welcome back to the Deep Blue. I'm not there though, I'm here on this side. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Deep Blue. Hi, I'm Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan, who serves live talks on the rocks, and you're once again back here at the Deep Blue, where today, well, as per usual, it's a free talk satsu sort of day, just chatting depending on what platform you're familiar with, where we usually talk a lot about life in general and have good ass discussions. Alright guys, welcome back to the Deep Blue. Thank you for waiting so patiently outside. Now let me greet you guys here. Who do I see? I see that Sven is the first here at the Deep Blue. Congratulations to Sven. Followed up by Kyle. And also Tyrannus the third, Discount the fourth, and Thousand Sunset the fifth. Thank you to our top 5 and congrats to our top 5. I also see that Gyroson is on YouTube side, and also Ridgeway, Toad, welcome back Toad, and Zoe, Ghost of Mint is here too, of course, Wapper as well, and who else I see? Magic Attacks is here, Halra is here too, and Dakara, and they've got the 10 consecutive streams by the way, Ridgeway. And Aseba is here too. And Rubah Laut. Sea Fox in Indonesian. That's crazy, Rubah Laut. I never thought about how it would sound in Indonesian. Ceaseless Researcher as well. Discount Chatter. Rick Jazzy Roll. Whew. And Fishbugs. And welcome back to the Deep Blue, everyone. I also see Keith. And Nivis, of course. And Dash Unknown. Welcome, welcome. First time seeing me live? Well, I hope you enjoy your time here at the Deep Blue. It's a whole vibe that, as I explain it, I think the titlings are bored of me explaining it by now, but like as I explain it, it's more so like the vibes of you going to a bar, having a few drinks, and then after downing a few drinks, you talk to strangers, and maybe with one stranger, you end up talking about, as we used to call it in Australia, D and M. I don't know if they still call it that in Australia, but D and M, which is deep and meaningful, which is like deep and meaningful talks, mostly, not particularly like personal, but it's mostly like about general life. And that's the vibe I've always gone for, and that's the vibe that we strive for, or I strive for, at the Deep Blue. And I hope you may enjoy them vibes. Next randomness and mini bread. Thank you for the lurk and thank you for the hydrate, Carl. The stream just started and you're telling me to hydrate. And hello, Sane. Welcome back. How are you, next randomness, by the way? Hi there, Niche. I am doing good. I am tired. As you guys may have noticed, I have been overtiming since the start of the week for my Pal World streams. It has been taking a toll on me. I'm not really usually someone who has eye bags, but I have been building eye bags. Eye bags have been growing. If you're tired, go sleep. No, I appreciate the deep blue too much. I like keeping disciplined with my stream schedule, so don't worry. I won't overtime today though. At least that's that. I like the talks of the deep blue. So yeah, my eye bags are mad, and the fact that today I went and did boxing in the morning before work with on an empty stomach was also crazier. I almost died, I feel like. You know, like one of those feelings when you do like explosive cardio and you feel like you almost are probably like 80% dying. Okay, maybe for me today it wasn't like 80%. Maybe it was like, okay, there's a 50-50 chance. No, okay, maybe not. Maybe there's like, it felt like, there's a 30% chance I might die. So it wasn't that bad, but it was a different kind of tired that I haven't felt in a while. Probably because I haven't done Muay Thai, or today was the first time I did boxing, but like halfway through it, the instructor was like, do you want to do Muay Thai? I also teach Muay Thai since you do Muay Thai. And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. So it's been a while since I last did Muay Thai. So yeah, it was very tiring. The warm-ups were crazy. Oh my god. Because like I changed instructors. Like I tried out this new place for Muay Thai, and the warm-up was just ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. Like it's heavier than the warm-ups I was used to. Like straight off the bat, they tell you to kind of fucking do shadow punches with barbells or like with weights, like literally 1 or 2 kgs. I think it was 1 or 2. I can't remember. I think it was 1 kg. It was nothing crazy, but like straight off the bat, immediately shadow boxing with 1 kg weights. I know that sounds like hella easy for you guys, but for someone who hasn't done done Muay Thai in like a while, it's fucking painful. And they're like, my whole back, my arms, all parts of my arms are like hurting. Pizza Subachata arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine, Pizza. Thank you. Hold on, let me scooch my model to the side a tad bit, hey? I feel like it's a little bit off. Yeah, so I don't cover the chat. Hold on. Okay, there you go. That works. Subachata arigato. Hello, tired. I'm Dadling. Yes, you are Dadling. My blessing to you, dear Dadling, is that I hope that the little one learns something new within the next 1 or 2 weeks. That is my blessing to you. But then again, little ones would learn stuff really fast. So I'm pretty sure that's like, you know, a pretty, if not a very easy blessing. Your model does have eye bags though. Yeah, I just happen to be like more accurate, I guess, to my model currently. Eyeshadow thing. That's, by the way, that is called eyeshadow, not particularly eye bags, but I get what you mean. Because like with certain makeup styles, you do kind of like accentuate what they call, I believe in Korean, aegyo-sol, which is the T-ducts makeup. So that's that. It's not technically eye bags, it's T-ducts. You'll notice it more with Korean makeup mostly. But yeah, I guess currently my IRL is a little bit more accurate to my model in that sense, if you can put it that way. Yes, I really do love Pal World. I have so much fun. And did you know I also ended up playing a little bit more after stream, which I thoroughly regret. I really do thoroughly regret it. Yeah, so no overtime today. And if you hear me, like maybe if I sound off, or maybe my brain is like at half its capacity, then you know why. But to be fair, I think today, because I did Muay Thai in the morning and that kind of got like adrenaline rushing through me since early morn, I have been quite productive throughout the day. I mean, there was no mind fog or anything. I was just sleepy, physically tired, but other than that, my brain has been working fine, I feel like. Restoring our life juices by external liquids such as water is main priority actually. What? Oh, you mean hydrating? Why do you have to put it that way? Water. 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 Yes, I shall not overtime today. Definitely. Deep Blue can't stay open if you're not taking care of yourself though. I know. Thus, everything in moderation, right? I can go overtime every once in a few while, but definitely I would like to have moderation, and thus today I will fully sleep. Thankfully tomorrow I don't have any early meetings, meaning maybe if I'm lucky I can sleep in because I'm working from home tomorrow. I do have like some appointments and meetings later in the day, but nothing too early, so maybe I can catch some extra few hours of sleep and get away with it, as long as like I don't get pinged on Slack for like some random thing. Or maybe I'll have like my backup be like, oh hey, can you cover for me? I want to sleep like an extra 2 hours. If anything happens, call me. I'll do that. You'd love to get into boxing. I mean, give it a shot. Give it a shot. And hello, Nebula. How are you? Gets easier. It does get easy. You just got to do it every day. That's the hard part. Oh, I just saw that quote, I think today, actually. It was on a... I'll tell you guys about it in a bit. But for now, let me read through chat. Muay Thai looks brutally fun, but I feel like the stretches would kill me. Well, you gotta start somewhere, right? Give it a shot. If you're curious about something and something looks fun, like what's stopping you from giving it a shot? Except maybe if like the price of the class is like hella expensive to the point that it doesn't make sense for you, sure. But like other than that, the only thing stopping yourself is your overthinking. As a quote that I mentioned a while back, overthinking is procrastination. You remember that quote? I remember it because I was editing a video. I was reviewing my old VODs and I was, trying to get content for my shorts, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I said that. So that overthinking is procrastination. Hi there, Ceaseless. Shadowboxing with 1 kilo weight is murder on anyone who is not very fit. Oh yeah, and I was like practicing with this other guy who was this dad. I was practicing with this dad who had like 2 kids, and he was dying, dude. He was like, for example, like we had to do, I think we started off by doing jumping jacks for 2 minutes, and I did that easy actually, and it's not even a flex. I think it's a normal thing to be able to do jumping jacks for 2 minutes, right? I didn't even like run out of breath or anything. But the guy, the dad with 2 kids, he was like dead in the middle of it. Like after 1 minute or 1 minute 30, he was like, oh no, stop, I can't do this, I'm sorry, let me sit, I need water. And the instructor was like, are you okay? And he's just yeah, I haven't done like explosive cardio in a while, so sorry. I'm like, yeah, no, take it easy, dude, it's fine. You're good. You have 2 kids, you're a dad, and sometimes when you're a dad, you let go of yourself. I didn't say that obviously, but like I can empathize with him, you know what I mean? I'm glad that he said that it's his first time going back into trying out like more explosive cardio or exercise that's a little bit more tiring than usual. Apparently he just used to pace and jog a little bit around his neighborhood. So he doesn't do like any of that explosive cardio. So it's his first time back. And he said, he was like saying how he was dying. But it's good, he said. It's good to kind of strive and feel some resistance towards something and have to overcome a challenge sort of thing, he said. So he was keen to go back into it. Hello, Namuns, by the way, and Farhan, and Tabine Koman, and Anime Junkie. Hello, welcome back, and also welcome for the new ones. Listen to your stream while I enjoy Indomie. Oh, go ahead. Why didn't you stop? Stop what? Minasan konnichiwa, the eternal. Muay Thai? No, Muay Thai, not the drink Mai Tai. Muay Thai. Why is there suddenly an Aussie? Oi, what the fuck? Funny story about that. So I every once in a while I say that, right? Because someone in chat prompts that every once in a while. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And every time someone says that, you got to respond with an oi, 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 right? Like I remember, I think I went to a club in Shanghai and I was talking to this guy because he was kind of cute. And I heard him and I'm like, are you Australian? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I lived in Sydney too for a tad. And then immediately he was like, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. And of course we had to go, oi, oi, oi. So it's just, it is what it is. But anyway, I edit using, my video editing program has like this auto sub feature where it kind of listens to the audio of the video and kind of makes subtitles, like automated subtitles. And when in one of my older VODs, I think I said Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. And it's subtitled the oi, oi, oi as 000, like it's binary code. Like it's computer code. The Aussie, Aussie, Aussie part was fine. But then after that, it's 0 space 0 space 0. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? Did it just short circuit? You always tell us to take care of ourselves, so you have to take care of yourself too, oneesan. Aw, thank you for the care, guys. And hello, Jessica. How are you? Let me catch up with chat. Oh my god, I'm missing out on so much chat, actually. Jeez. Muay Thai is at least 1 year away from me. I need to fix my health and get fit again first. No, you don't. Technically, you can start, I think. I think you can get into any sports that you want. It's just a matter of being humble enough to kind of be like, or you tell the trainer and be like, yo, I just got back to, exercising, and they'll be okay. They'll make concessions for you. So I think, I mean, even the guy that I was in the class with, he also had knee problems, which he was like saying, yeah, knee problems, but not particularly from an injury. It's just because of me being old and like I'm a bit heavier than I used to be. And my doctor said that I need to be careful when it comes to jumping and like doing strenuous exercise that involves like my weight plopping down on my knees sort of thing. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that's cool of you to kind of start somewhere though. And he was pretty proud of himself too. So if he can do it, you can do it too. Hi there, JC Goldman and Vampire Muffin. I got that introducing your first to best an anime interesting activity. Sorry, I was skimming through that. Like whatever I said just now did not make sense. Just rewatching This Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Oh, that anime. That anime has a good song, but also that anime is kind of cute. But also it's one of those animes where I kind of lose the plot somewhere where I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Somewhere in the middle of it. And you're just somewhere in the middle of it, you're just kind of there for the vibes. Like you don't even really know what's going on that much, but like you're just there for the vibes. Why didn't you stop playing after Power World? Oh, why didn't you stop playing after Power World stream? I don't know. I have shitty ass self-control, guys. Why did you think I used to drink a lot? I used to drink a lot and I used to have a lot of vices. Well, it's unfortunate because I have shitty ass self-control. I'm a bit better nowadays compared to back then, but remnants of it is still there, unfortunately. So when it comes to gaming, such as when I play League or I play Power World or like certain other games that kind of prompts my binginess, I have a very hard time stopping. I had to run it after water. You had to, oh, because I said water, god damn it. Water, not water, water. Hi there, Super Eagle. Cinematic hour VTuber. Oh, thank you. I hope you like the cinematics of it then. Dokuro, what's Dokuro-chan? Gurren Lagann? I like how you're introducing him to the classics. Gurren Lagann's a classic, right? A classic that I haven't watched. Gotta introduce him to Chobits, bro. Or like, depending on what he likes. Wolf's Rain! Oh, I always recommend Wolf's Rain. Noira chatting streams are one of my favorite things. Oh, thank you, Nappa. Yeah, I'm good. How are you, Nappa? Playing Power now myself. Arsox is a monster. What the fuck is an Arsox? An arse sock. Arsox. Final movie. There's a movie? Wait, I thought the anime was finished and that's it. I don't even remember if I finished the anime, I'm not gonna lie. Huh. Power drunk stream? That's crazy. I'm actually thinking maybe if I want to play Pal World with some of my VTuber mates, I'm considering. I asked Rizos, I haven't checked his DM though. I think it'll be hilarious to kind of just play with a bunch of funny friends. We'll see. Impulsivity is normal with younger brains. That's the thing. I'm not young. You'd think like there are definitely certain young exclusive things. For example, I was watching this rom-com just now. One of my favorite things to watch as of recently over dinner or lunch is rom-coms, like rom-com movies. So like I watch like a bit of it and then go back to it again whenever I can. So I can like maybe watch a rom-com movie over like 3 or 4 meals, you know, or 5 depending on my pace of eating. But like I watch it in bits according to how long my lunch or dinner takes. I've watched 2 rom-coms. The current one I'm watching is I don't know, Take It Easy or something. Easy on Me. It's Anne Hathaway and the guy who played He-Man. So the premise is the guy's a 24-year-old guy in a boy band. The lady is a 40-year-old single mum, divorced mum. The lady is Anne Hathaway. So yeah, and you watch this 24-year-old guy and in a boy band, right? That's the premise. You really get to see, it reminds me at least of the younger people and how youth was like. You know how maybe back then your hormones were a little bit more raging and your prefrontal cortex was not fully developed. And bad decisions didn't seem too bad back then. And you also kind of felt a little bit invincible. And you're still doing a lot of, I wouldn't say soul searching, but like you tried everything out to see what you're all about. You know, there's a lot that comes with youth and exclusively in youth, especially because like it's mostly the combination of prefrontal cortex not really fully being there, that and like your hormones, you know, like just scientifically, physiologically, you're hornier between a certain age, and past a certain age you're less horny. But I mean, these hormones, they affect the brain the way you think, of course. Like maybe you can be simpier when you were younger versus when you're older. It's just like natural sort of things, right? Why am I talking about this? I don't even remember. Why am I talking about this? Oh yeah, because you mentioned like it's a kind of, you know, binging stuff, and impulsivity is something that's young. Yeah, impulsivity is something in youth because I think it is a combination of those hormones and also your prefrontal cortex thingamajig. The prefrontal cortex apparently fully develops when you're 25. I don't know if that's different between genders, I can't remember, but I do remember specifically 25 because that's how my friend made a dig at like a younger friend of ours in the group when we were like playing paddle. She was like, you just got your, she was like telling him, yo, you just got one of your eyes operated, you know, playing paddle without protective glasses. Are you sure that's something you want to do? And he's like, yeah, no, I'll be fine, and goes ahead and plays. And I'm like, that's crazy. And she's like, yeah. He's like, what, 22? His prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed. He's not, you know, so it is what it is. She said, and I couldn't stop laughing. Hold on, let me catch up with chat here. Not too bad at work, finishing projects, beating the heat, working on a D&D campaign for a group of friends, and trying to edit a novel but struggling. That's a lot of stuff going on. That's a lot of stuff going on. Good luck with all of that, hey? But yeah, the rom-com I'm currently watching is that one. The rom-com I watched previously, which I really love, the guy's so hot, is, what's it called? Voicemails for Isabel. That one's really good. It's on Netflix. Watch it, guys. I bawled, dude. I bawled. I cried so much. It's really good. The guy's so hot. The guy's like a soft boy sort of hot, if that makes sense. I watched the new hit anime Smoking Behind the Supermarket with a cute girl. Yes, and I love it. I love it. We were watching it together, 3D Sun and I was like, That's totally something I would do. I would, if there was like this guy who comes to the supermarket often that I work at, and I happen to think that I look different enough when I'm on the job and off the job, I think that's something I would do. Just like fuck around and, you know, tease someone. Because it's funny and, you know, it's entertainment. It sounds like something I would do. A good anime though, it's nice. It's very, I don't know how to describe that anime. It's funny, it's lighthearted, and that's, romance is kind of, it's not really romance, I feel like, or like not yet, but it's funny and lighthearted, and it's like the kind of feeling you get when you watch campfire cooking. That's the way I would describe it. I don't know why, but it gives kind of like the same light-hearted vibes as when you watch campfire cooking. I don't know what about it makes it feel that way. Thank you for the hydrate. I shall drink. NWA. Thank you. Hi there, Elvin. It is not different between sexes. Both male and female brains stop developing about the same time. Women's brain just starts sooner. Yeah. I do remember reading research somewhere though, saying that women's brains start developing faster than male brains, if I'm not mistaken. That's why I think back in school, or there was like an argument somewhere even saying that there's like literally a scientific physiological reason why guys seem, or boys seem, more immature in school compared to girls. Yeah, I don't know how valid that study is, but I do remember reading it somewhere. I feel like my emotional maturity started building up after 25. Yeah. Hello Noira, it's been a while since I've heard your amazing voice. Why, thank you. Thank you for thinking that my voice is amazing. I appreciate it. Have you watched Chainsmoker Cat? I have not. I don't know. I don't think I want to watch it. I don't get why I would want to watch it. Does that make sense? Because the Chainsmoker Cat is just girl dealing with an addiction, and I don't know why I'd want to watch that as a form of entertainment. You'd make fun of dense older men like that? I already do. What are you talking about? I used to do that, especially back then when I was yeah, in my previous workplace, because I had to work with a lot of older men. I would make fun of them all the time. They were funny. They're hilarious. But that's the thing, like, they treat me like a bro. And because they treat me like a bro, I could take jabs at them. It's super chill, that's why it's fun to watch. Yeah, it is. Is it the guy just buying random stuff to see the girl? I think that's romance already. I mean, sure, I guess, but it's not reciprocated, right? It's more like a one-way comedic sort of thing, in a way. But I guess, yeah, just because of that premise alone, I guess that it is romance. Been a while since I've been able to catch your amazing streams. Well, good to have you back, NWA. And hello, Tati. How are you today? Size is compromised to fit an agenda. You can just make up any study we want. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it is made to fit an agenda or anything. I just saw it somewhere, so I don't think I can comment on that. I mean, that's what studies and everything is, right? And I mean, it's just another way for you to get something closer to what you think is your objective truth. No, I mean, yeah. The only argument is that maybe research and studies are closer to the objective truth. But like, whatever your truth is, everyone's truth is different. So yeah, build your own truth, babe. In my teens, I was reading No Longer Human or Yes We. I don't know any of those. Women's brains start about 2.5 years earlier because testosterone takes a lot more effort to produce. So the pituitary gland takes longer to prepare, while estrogen is easier to produce. The other side too is that testosterone slows lobe development, so it starts later as to not dampen brain development, while estrogen doesn't damage the lobes. There you go, guys, I guess. But yeah, look up your own study about it if you're curious about it. I just read it somewhere, I think, when I was... What was I doing? I was reading another book, I think. I don't even remember what book. I don't remember how I came across that study. I have like these random studies and random tidbits of information living rent-free in my brain, and that I don't even remember where they came from, but like I know the research is there if I look for it. Undying Raven, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And Brown Eyes, hi. Oh, it's the Brown Eyes who did art of me. Been learning about this stuff recently, so it's fresh in the brain. Oh, you've been learning about what? Physiology of human anatomy and physiology. What kind of streamer I'm getting into? The kind of streamer you're getting into? The kind of streamer that talks about life a lot. Oh right, talking about that. I wanted to talk about like this tweet I saw earlier today on the way home from work, which was, I think there was this person who was like saying on Twitter, I think it was an artist who posted it. They made like this image where they were reminiscing about how in their youth they were like excited over everything and made a lot of like art and everything, and they were like so carefree and just so excited about everything, really. But then now that they're older, they feel so uninspired and everything feels much duller and it's like black and white. You know, previously it's like vibrant, the other image, the youth image, but like the image in the that represents when they're older is like black and white, bleak. They're quiet, they're not really excited about much, it's dull, it's boring, and they don't really even draw much and barely are able to get inspired to draw much. And this other person quote retweeted that tweet saying that, oh yeah, my psychologist actually said that it's normal for people to be like that. Like when you're older, basically it just happens to be like that. Those are the kind of things that happens when you're older. You know, you get to be, there's less stuff exciting you and there's less stuff you're curious about. And the key is, if you miss what you were like in your youth and want to bring that back, you need to find your own way in doing that, and you need to find your own motivation in doing that, which is like also like a topic of like it's a mix of things, right? Like sure, the older you get, the more jaded you are. I think that's just inevitable because you tend to know more about the world, and thus you will have like certain perceptions towards the world, and thus like also less things are new for you. But doesn't mean like nothing's new for you, you know. And you also tend to settle a little bit more, and structures happen. And also, if you think about it, by the way, Nova, thank you for the Nova Drift. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. If you think about it, you live like your first 10 years as a kid, and then another 10 years as a teen going into young adult, and then another 10 years as a young adult / adult, and then like the rest of your like 30 40 years, 30 years as an adult, and then it's just old age. If you think about it, like the largest gap is when you're an adult, like a working adult, right? So is it really any wonder how when you're older, because there's not much, you'll probably go through much less life phases and changes. I think it's very normal to feel less inspired and have it be less exciting. And also the fact that you have less structures in general, meaning it's less safe fair. Like you get to, if you want to do something, you have to be proactive about it. It's not like back in school when you want to maybe try out a new hobby, you can just join extracurricular activities or find someone in your classroom to kind of vibe with and for that hobby. When you're older, you lose all that sort of structure and people around you if you're not proactive about it, and you lose like ways to stay inspired. Like it's I guess in a way it's just, you generally just have to be more proactive about it, which was what the post was about, that you have to find your own motivation towards finding that sort of spark somewhat. Sorry, let me read chat. In some, men and women are all built different. I think humans are all built different, full stop. Sure, like what genitalia you're kind of born with may make you, I don't know, may build you a certain way, but even like the predispositions of everyone and like the genetic makeup and everything can be very different. That's why I think like the best way to think about people or like to perceive people is to perceive everyone as their own individual being, regardless of anything. Like you could be a furry, you could be a weeb, you could be a nerd, you could be a jock, but like those are just simplifications of our mind. If anything, you should treat everyone as like their own individual, unique person. Vicissitudes of life can affect the world outlook and attitude. Good morning, Macworks. How are you? I don't even know that word. Vicissitudes? What is that? What does that mean? Am I even saying it right? And hello, Ryuka. When the brain is developing, it likes to try new things to acquire experiences. So being younger means life is often more exciting. Fair, that's very fair. When your brain stops growing, it does more double checking. Current knowledge and the world becomes less exciting. Hormones drop too. Oh, you also like, I think another post that was mentioned from the guy saying what the psychologist said is that you also kind of lose the dopamine from getting from learning new things, which is basically what Napa mentioned as well. Like as you get older, you lose that sort of dopamine that you get from learning things. And of course, like naturally you will or might become less curious about certain things or take things with less whimsy and less wonder. And it's normal, it's natural, it's something that you can work with though, definitely. You will, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen like some older people, like for example, like someone in hella old age, like an elderly person. Sometimes you might be lucky enough to meet an elderly person who's just hella curious and hella funny and still doing a lot in life. And that is proof enough already that you can learn to work with what you have, even though you're predisposed to become a certain way with older age. Do you remember most of your kid years and some of your teen years? Maybe I am getting older wrong then, because I find myself more excited for things and more curious. That's good, because if you think about it, even though we lose dopamine towards like say learning new things, that's only like the predisposed. I don't know, actually. I don't think I can say much without like the proper research or like the proper studies surrounding it. But I'm assuming that you can still kind of, even though you naturally lose that knack for getting dopamine from like say learning new things or looking at the world in a more whimsical sort of way, I think that if you do it often enough, it's something that you can kind of just habituate yourself towards, if that makes sense. Like if you're, let's say you want to be more curious, if you prime yourself to be curious more often, I'm pretty sure that does something, right? Because I do believe that the brain is a habitual, we're creatures of, our brain is a creature of habit. And, you know, it's good at perpetuating things. So if you feel curious and you find some sort of fulfillment from feeling curious, if you keep on perpetuating that, then your brain will learn to adapt with that and go along with it. So yeah, I think that applies. So even if we get older and our brain gets less dopamine from like certain things, I don't think it stops us from it. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? I think that it's something you can work with. The brain compresses memories and experiences, so time seems to fly as you get older, while time seems to crawl when you are a child. Same reason why things seem unexciting when you reach a certain age. I don't remember my days feeling unexciting when I was a child. But then again, that's true. I don't remember much of my past, I'm not gonna lie. I just have really shitty memory. So unless like something jogs my memory, I usually don't remember much. See, after being in retail, I've never been so motivated in my life to quit and find a better job. Before, I just had no idea what I wanted to do. That's good. That's some sort of direction, right? Let's be whimsical and free together. That's so cute. That's so cute. Ups and downs of life, emotional roller coasters and all that. Fortunately, not everyone works that way. Science would not progress otherwise. Ikasan is late. Dopamine is short-term happiness, but learning things brings long-term fulfillment. It is inevitable, but the good news is the severity of it is not. You can always change. It just takes longer the older you get, but that does not mean you are stuck. It just means you have to be more patient to change. Very true. And plus, like, the brain never really stops. If you want to consider like neuroplasticity as part of the brain growing, meaning like, oh, your brain's still changing and it's still making certain things, certain connections in your brain stronger. Neuroplasticity never really stops. So despite like knowing this knowledge that, okay, sure, the brain stops developing at X age, like, but yeah, I mean, neuroplasticity is still a thing. And plus, like, it's not, there's still science towards the fact that the brain is still adaptable regardless. When you get older, your age is getting bigger. No shit, Sherlock. I get plenty of dopamine Tuesday to Thursday from wonderful oneesan. Stop! You're so nice. You're so nice. But yeah, getting older. I think I'm lucky enough to say that back then when I remember when I visited the psychologist. I've only visited the psychologist like for 3 sessions, by the way. That one time that I was so stuck in a rut that I felt like I couldn't do anything, and I was procrastinating anything, and doing a task felt so hard. And yeah, I remember back then I also, I think, kind of mentioned in there when I was like having talks with the psychologist, I was like, yeah, like also it feels like I peaked when I was in college, and I feel like I can never get to that level ever again. And I don't know if that's because I'm hella unhappy right now, or if it's just realistically just totally different. And I remember her actually saying something similar, where I was asking her, I was like, is it because like I'm doing certain things wrong right now, to the point that maybe back then things were just more right for me, if that makes sense. And she's like, no, it's just that's just how it is when you get older. It's not always a matter of your current situation. It's also a matter of your brain, not your brain, but like it's just something that happens when you get older. But like we didn't really dabble on it much. But I remember I had that phase where I thought like my prime was back then when I was in college and everything. And like for years, I think, not for years, but like maybe a year or two, I remember thinking that, okay, this is it. This is just what being old is about and getting older is about. And I just got to come to accept it. And I think if I think that my prime is way back when, then I think that's just setting unrealistic expectations to kind of think that I can revisit that sort of vibe that I liked back, that prime vibe back then. However, I feel like currently I'm very much enjoying life, so that's good. I found ways to kind of be more proactive about my day-to-day. I would say that, I don't know, I'm really happy about the life right now. Like, sure, like college life, great. But like, I'm really happy with what I have right now. So I've kind of learned to kind of be more proactive about it and work with what I have, rather than looking to the past and be like, oh yeah, the good old days, you know what I mean? Because I think I also remember one thing I used to say, which is like such a hypocritical sort of thing to say. I think I used to think that if someone keeps talking about their past and kind of just revel in it, then they're just washed. That's so fucking mean, isn't it? But like, it's crazy because it ended up applying to myself too, because I would always like talk about how fun I was back then. And it was at that moment when it clicked, where I was like, oh, holy shit, I used to think that way, and now I'm that washed person. So I'm actually gonna start Walking the talk, dude. Ear Trumpet, thank you for the gifted over on YouTube side. Thank you for bringing in a new titling into the Deep Blue. Thank you, Ear Trumpet. But yeah, that statement, I believe, is utterly not true. That was like just a weird ego phase that I think I had back then, where I was just on a fucking high horse or something. I don't think that's true. I don't think that if you keep on talking about your past, it means you're washed. I don't think so. I'll catch up with chat here. Hello, T-Rex. We're not a cult, obviously, not a cult. I want to praise the vibes, Noira. Your streams really do feel like that one friend you call up or visit at midnight because your mind was spinning and you know you can just yap for hours with someone and walk away getting those emotions out. Aww! The fuck? I love how open-minded you are, eager to learn, but also spread your experience and knowledge. You're a wonderful human being and are a great level of being open to your chatters while having healthy boundaries. TLDR, you're getting... Fuck, dude. Fuck! Nah, but thank you. Thank you. But also stop! Oh my god! Thank you for your kind words. I really do appreciate it. I will say I'm not doing much here. Like I just yap, and half of everything else that happens in the Deep Blue is also like credited to you guys in chat. So I don't get to take all the credit. So the whole vibes and everything here, it's not just a me thing. It's definitely you guys at the Deep Blue too, titlings of the Deep Blue. You guys also are part of the vibes, and you guys establish the mood as well. So you guys deserve some credit and praise too. It's not all me. If you think this is a great vibe, then you guys deserve some kind of props too. Now after loving being in my 30s, life is more calm. Thank you for the hydrate, Ear Trumpet. I'm trying. Let me catch up with chat here. Hi there, Noitalis. One day Noira will learn to accept compliments. You know, I thought that'd be something I'd be better at now that I'm older, but apparently not. Even ancient immortal beings can be bad at accepting compliments. Hello, Stibby. Hello. Hot, beautiful woman spotted. Exposure therapy to her? What? For like accepting compliments? You guys are crazy. Don't downplay how hard you work. Come on, guys. Streaming is not that hard. Nah. Come on, just showing up to kind of be able to talk nonsense with people on the internet, that's not hard, man. At least I've come to a point where I don't think it's hard. Luckily for me. So there are... Okay, I'll stop. Now it sounds like I'm unappreciative. Fuck. Bloody hells. No, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm gonna shut up before I sound like an unappreciative bitch, truly. I don't hate you guys. I'm starting to work out every day, and it's funny how just doing an hour walk around the block every day can help you lose so much weight. You know, it's even more interesting how the human brain works, about how you can do like a 15-minute walk and it really clears your mind. I used to think that that was like a weird media sort of trope where I need to go for a walk or I need to go for a drive to kind of clear my mind, right? But it's true, and there's psychology behind it. With certain activities, such as driving or washing dishes or going on a walk, can actually help you clear your mind. You're always so considerate and caring of us titlings. You are modeling. Stop complimenting me, dude. Fuck, it's enough. No, stop it right now. Fuck, can we just talk about life? Bloody hells. Just go through the mental process out loud. Speaking your thoughts can help you navigate how you feel. That's true. I really do. I really do. Especially when it's streaming, because you know, with streaming, I think streaming is very candid. You know, it's not like a scripted video or anything like that. So sometimes it's very often that I end up talking faster than I think, especially when I drink. But yeah, the good thing is that I think the older that I've gotten, I've learned to kind of slow my thoughts down just a tad bit. And even then, sometimes I still think a little bit too fast, especially in work situations. Like literally when I'm trying to make a decision, I narrate my thoughts as if I narrate my thoughts to kind of come to a decision, and sometimes it confuses people. Now shut up. Let's just talk about life, hey? Let's talk about life. God damn it. Oh yeah. Things about growing older and stuff like that, it's interesting. So like if you feel like the older that you've gotten now, you feel uninspired, or you feel like much shittier, or you keep on reminiscing your days back then and how you peaked back then and you're never gonna reach that peak ever again, that is technically untrue. Your buff just ran out. Your buff of youth ran out, but it doesn't define you as a person. It doesn't mean you can't do the shit that you did back then, you know? Like, maybe, sure, if you have a knee injury and you're older now, you can't play basketball as crazily as you did back then, but it doesn't mean you can't play basketball, you know? It's like that guy who... I talked about this guy a while back. This guy on YouTube who fucking shattered his knees when he was like 18, and now because he was playing basketball, right? But now at 40, he's fucking dunking, dude. He's playing basketball and dunking in the basket. It's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of, just because things didn't work out for you doesn't mean you can't work with it, right? Thank you for the yaps, Noira. No, thank you, Trumpet, for being so loyal to the Dear Blue. Subichata, arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Trumpet, my blessing to you is that I hope that when you feel like, oh, no, I'm too old for this shit, you think the other way and be like, but am I? You know? Challenge yourself a little bit like that. Because that's what I thought about participating in dance. You know, because I think, I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger, I feel like I had certain perceptions of the person that I should be. Like, oh, if I'm a young professional, then I should do things that young professionals do. Like, I probably shouldn't be gaming. I probably shouldn't be doing dance, because dance is so childish. I probably shouldn't be doing like Muay Thai or boxing. Like, that's so childish. That's so guyish. That's so tomboy. These sort of things. But nowadays I'm like, I don't give a fuck. What? Just because I'm older, I can't do these things? Nah, fuck that. I'm much more, I think, I'm much more settled into the person that I am and the things that I like, I guess. Yeah. Sibachata arigato. I'm in my 50s. I am too old for this shit. But are you, Trumpet? Are you? And remember, like, just because you want to do something doesn't mean you have to fully commit, like, go through it like 100%. You know what I mean? If you want to play basketball, it doesn't mean you have to be fucking good at it and beat up kids in the middle of the courtyard. What the fuck am I saying? Beat up young kids at random basketball courts. That's what I'm saying. Beat up kids in the courtyard. What the fuck am I saying? Oh my god, it's Coffee Run. It's Coffee Run. The guy who haunts you for covers. The guy who haunts you for recordings. Oh my god, he has come to haunt me. No. 5 months since my last cover. But you know what's crazy? I have been procrastinating on a cover for like the past 3 months, dude. I'm not gonna lie. God damn it, Coffee Run. God damn it. Let me catch up with chat. I missed them. I mean, feeling too old for something technically can just be a mindset if you think about it. Right? I ran out of whimsy, then time to top up your whimsy, mate. Whimsy isn't just like something that runs out permanently. Not like time, you know, time, if you lose 1 hour, that's 1 hour gone for your whole life. Not whimsy. Whimsy is something you can bring back if you want to. It's a choice, isn't it? It's a perspective. It's a point of view. I'm the opposite. I know I didn't peak back then. I had a very lacking younger years. Was a depressed kid, so I didn't accomplish much and no ambitions. And I hope now you can find ways to kind of live for whatever you feel like you missed out on, Nappa. The buff can run out, but you can level up, and just like an RPG, you can get stronger than you were with the buff. Exactly, Zach! Exactly. I'm much stronger, sexier, healthier than I was younger. Than I was when I was younger. Me too, actually. Yeah, I feel the same way, Zach. Is that knees over toes? Yes, it is, Trumpet. Oh my god, you know who I'm talking about. Yes, it is knees over toes. The 40-year-old guy who can dunk with a shattered knee. Pulling 48 hours of work and study and party and taking an exam while living just on 18 monster cans and some fries. Yeah, nah, don't do that. That's not, you know, being able to live with a buff. You were just like fucking invulnerable when you were young. You know, oh, I guess it's a buff in a way. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, there are just certain, I mean, how would I explain that? I don't even have a way to explain that. But yeah, you can train your body, but I don't know if you can train your organs, if that makes sense. You can train your muscles and your bones physically, but I don't know if you can train your organs. Can you train your stomach to crunch harder? I don't think so. Can you train your liver to pump harder? I don't know. So like for the things that you can't train, sure, they're in a sense more inevitable than others with age, for sure. Like your skin, like, you know, you live with one skin your whole life. You can't stop your skin from scarring longer when you're older. You know, sure, nowadays it's technology, you can laser it off or something like that, but you know, it's something that's less possible to kind of train. But for the things that you can train and you can change, I think they have much more room to kind of work with, even with older age and even with your buff running out because you're older now and you don't have that youth buff. I recently was told by a co-worker, by a woman who is 80-ish, and she picked up a violin at 40 thinking she would never be good, and now she has 40 years of playing and now plays beautifully. Yeah, I love those sort of stories, eh? And if we're airing our stuff like bar vibes dictate, I've been recording stuff to post on YouTube, but like I got this weird feeling of anxiety, like a late to the party feeling. Then what? Not posting it is gonna make that better, Merc? Just do it, man. Overthinking is procrastination. You feel? Getting childish on stream again? Who's getting childish? It's never too late to find a new passion. Life is full of wonder. You just have to sniff it out like a truffle pig sometimes. Truffle pig. It is true though. There's like so much... There's so much to try out in life. And I think I'm still like constantly in awe with how like there's just a whole different world out there still that I've yet to experience. And sometimes I come upon it and I'm just hella surprised. But then to be fair, like I think I'm generally just an optimist and I get excited over a lot of things in general. I do know like some people are not predisposed to be that sort of way, and that's okay too. But yeah, I mean, as long as the key is, are you satisfied with how you are or not? I think that if you're satisfied, you don't have to live a certain way. You don't have to live in a way that satiates society's expectations towards what a person like you should look like and be doing. You know what I mean? What matters, I mean, you live and die for yourself, right? So what matters, I think, is how satisfied are you with your current life, and if you have the means to mayhaps explore changing it, then maybe consider doing it. But you know, that's also like not everyone has the chance to do so either, depending on like their conditions and their situation, and depending on what it is exactly that you want to change, of course. Like for example, if you work at Subway and then it's like, oh, I want a Lamborghini tomorrow. Like, what the fuck, bro? It, it doesn't work that way, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think what matters after all, because I think I've always lived by that principle where you live and die for yourself. So at least and you're also killing time until you die, so you should at least be satisfied with the life that you're living, where if possible and when you can be make the most out of it, sort of shit. So yeah, I go through a lot of mini midlife crises, okay? Wait, I missed a lot of chat. Oh my god. Life is too short, repeated until it's done. I ask of thee, is escapism good in your eyes, or do you somewhat agree from others who think escapism is the wrong way to de-stress? What's wrong with escapism? I think I mentioned before that there are 3 ways to deal with problems. One is facing it head on and problem solving it and trying to troubleshoot it. The second is to distract yourself from it, aka escapism. The third is to pour your efforts somewhere else to the point that it becomes small, like a small thing. It doesn't matter as much anymore. So the latter 2 are kind of like basically distracting yourself, but one is like, for example, like playing a game so you can forget about the stress of work that you had today, or like your breakup that you're going through. You know, it's more momentary and temporary. The other is a little bit more, oh, you focus your efforts somewhere else. Like if you're stressed about maybe, I don't know, being disappointing yourself when it comes to drawing, for example, then maybe you can distract yourself in a way where you try out a new hobby and try to kind of enjoy that too, so that your drawing problem becomes rather small, and then maybe you'll eventually regain the energy again to tackle the drawing problem. So it's 2 different kinds of distractions, if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. I don't know if it makes sense with me saying it out loud. Like, to me, it feels like 2 different things. Like, if you say have a life problem and you distract yourself with games, versus say you distract yourself with, I don't know, cooking, baking, or like learning a new instrument, or something that is something that you have, something that involves creating an output that you can feel fulfilled and proud of. I think that's different. Yeah. At least personally for me. Each Robert Subichata arigato. That could be offering towards a shrine. If you make financial offerings to a sea fox, it returns 100-fold. That's the scuttlebutt in the deep blue. What is this new rumor? Sure, yes. And now you can attribute all the good things that happen in your life to me. Yes. If you haven't been doing that, think about all the good things that have happened in your life. Now think about like how many offerings you should be giving to me, because you should be crediting and thanking me for all the things that have happened in your life. Good morning, Maze. Sorry, I'm like so far behind in chat. And good morning, Nikolitsis. How are you today? I'm catching up. I think I missed a lot of chat. I'm gonna skim through it. At the end of the day, to change is to live that how life work after all, and eventually people will try new things because of their curiosity, or they want to, but change is inevitable. I mean, change is inevitable. Yeah, of course, because we live in a world that's not self-contained. You know, we don't live in a vacuum. We live in a world that's like, a lot of shit is out of our control. Like the weather is out of our control. The people around us are out of our control. So of course change is inevitable. what we can only, the only thing that's close to our control is mostly like the things that we have control, our intrinsic stuff, you know, how we perceive things, maybe what you want to cook tomorrow, these sort of things, you know. Mostly it's self-decided stuff or things that you can influence for yourself, that you have in control. Everything else is out of control, so of course change is inevitable, hey? Unless you live in a vacuum. I think there's a difference between escapism and delusion. You can immerse yourself in fiction, but you gotta snap back to reality sometimes. Very true. Delusion. Is delusion too much escapism? Is that what you're getting at here? What's that accent? I feel like I've heard it. I don't know. What is that accent, chat? Hi there, Australia. Girl, are you talking about me? No, but isn't it interesting how random strangers on the internet, or like a lot of people just in general, like humans, we can talk about something and feel like we all collectively have experienced that. Isn't that crazy? Even though we live in different parts of the world with different environments and different people growing up, but yet we have some modicum of shared experiences. It's crazy, isn't it? Are humans born to be robots or born to create? Oh my god, is this an AI thing? Obviously humans are born to create. I can crash the economy with donations? What? Why do you want to crash the economy with donations? Excuse you? Meditating on uncut, unfiltered Noira affirmations of just do it leaves me inspired. Thanks, babes. Who do you think I am? Shia LaBeouf? Is that how I say his name? Just do it! Younger people will never know the pull that Shia LaBeouf had on people back then with just do it! I'm good, Maze. Thank you. Life is simple. To live is to eat, and eat is to live. That's good. Oh, food is good though, not gonna lie. One of the simple joys of life, hey? And it's one of the simple joys of life, and one of the things that you technically have control over. You can choose where to eat, though sometimes you may not be able to afford it, but that's a different story. And you can also choose to learn to cook stuff towards your liking. I mean, food is great. We are born to create. If not, then our world will be gone faster than we thought. If we let nature run free, then the only order is the law of the jungle or the food chain. It's time and situation that changes people as time moves. Time moves once situations and circumstances change. So as a human being, we have to adapt. Yes. And technically, humans are very good at adapting. I think if we were shite at adapting, we wouldn't have progressed in, you know, technology and civilization and everything like that. Like, come on, with every new technology we get to learn new stuff about it. The AI is out and we learn to adapt with it. Well, to what degree is a different story, but like, you know, humans have adapted to so many different ages and technological revolutions and all of that. So I think if there is one thing that humans are made to do, it's to adapt. Yeah. So if you ever feel like, oh no, this is too much for me, or this shit's crazy, like I don't know how I'm gonna do this, think about it. Like, our ancestors adapted. They were able to live through the medieval toilet days. Like, your problem is probably much smaller than having to shit on a medieval toilet. Sorry, I don't know why I thought of that. I can't stop thinking about like how disgusting everything in the medieval world probably was. Like, it's one of those things that's like basically a Roman Empire in my head, you know, where whenever you see like anything medieval, you're like, oh, people probably stank back then. So yeah, I mean, people lived through medieval times and like, I mean, even caveman times and everything, and they were able to adapt. And of course, you're gonna be able to live through that and adapt through it and come out as a better person. I'm missing chat again. Oh my god, I lost chat. Where is chat? Schrodinger's accent. If only we knew. It's the Bluetooth. Noira has connected to my brain and is projecting her thoughts through into my head. Oh my god, are we just actually low-key a hive mind here? One of the greatest mysteries of the Deep Blue, my accent. Speaking of cigarette break, I'm also out of it now. GG's. You have 3 designs to finish. You can tank it without ciggies, can't you? Go drink some water, Suma. We are over about AI. I can't help it. I think our talks always circle back to AI because honestly, the AI is so relevant to everything that we do nowadays. It's so intertwined in our day-to-day, right? AI has been so good for so many things, but also so shite for a lot of things. Winged Messenger, thank you for the raid. Raiders, welcome. Hi, I'm Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks on the rocks. And oh my god, my face is very close. Welcome to the Deep Blue, Raiders. Hi, let me give you a shout out. How are you, Winged Messenger? Thank you for sharing your community over with. What were you up to? Overwatch. Did you win games? Who do you play in Overwatch? Ah, man, I haven't played Overwatch in a good while. Overwatch used to be like the weekly go-to game I would play with my friends. But then we stopped doing that. We played Far Far West instead. Istaby and Namok and Emrys Panda, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Welcome, guys. Sorry, I'm still catching up with chat. I have like so much backlog. Oh my god, now I sound like I'm at work. I always hear you say skill issue in my head when I need some motivation. Oh my god, am I your Roman Empire? Is me saying skill issue your Roman Empire? Looking forward to Noira's new career doing paid cameos. How? Hold on, I need to catch up with the chat so I can welcome the raid properly. I mean, hello to Winged. Yeah, Wing Wing is so cute. I'll call you Wing Wing. Wing Wing is so cute. Oh my god. Won some, lost some. Been trying to learn Mizuki. Oh, Mizuki is hella fun though, isn't he? Hella fun. Although he sounds like hella e-boy. I don't know. I feel like Mizuki sounds hella e-boy. But Mizuki is hella fun. 76 and Anna. Ayo, let's go, Anna gang. I can't play 76 though. I mostly almost exclusively play support and tank on Overwatch. I mean, I play a few DPSs. I play Echo, who for some reason I always still call Athena, because back then on Overwatch, I think when Echo was leaked, the codename was Athena or something, who is like basically the narrator of the game. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. I'm pretty sure I'm not delusional, right? I remember Echo being leaked as Athena back then, or rumored as Athena. So I play Athena. I've kind of enjoyed playing Shion is pretty good. And what's her name? The gladiator girl, what's her name? She's pretty fun too, to play in like quick play, because obviously she gets banned in ranked. Vendetta, yeah, Vendetta. Fun stuff. There's a tool that generates rigged models. You mean AI? Oh my god, we're talking about AI again. But guys, don't forget to check out Wing Wing, please. Check out Wing Wing. I mean, obviously you have to check him out. The name is so cute. Check out Wing Wing, especially if you want to see some Overwatch. Thank you once again for sharing your community with. We were just talking... What were we talking about, chat? Were we just talking about life in general? What particular topic were we talking about? Also, hold on. Let me bring you guys over to the shrine. Let me fix the model. Okay, done. I'm back. Build the cult alligator. Hive mind... Shush. Look, we have a lot of new people right now at the Deep Blue in chat. And Cult is the last thing that we're going to talk about, okay? Have a good one, Merc. Thanks for dropping by. Shion is mommy? Yeah. People thought it was Athena at first. Oh, thank goodness. What? Wait. Echo is Singaporean? What the fuck? That's like when... Who was it that told me that there was a Malaysian Pokemon? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Was it you, Sven? Someone said that a Pokemon was Malaysian or something. And I'm like, how does that fucking make sense? What do you mean I don't remember what that Pokemon was though. I particularly remember it being in a .hack GU stream. I remember things very weirdly, unfortunately. Junker Queen was my favorite. Junker Queen is hot. Yeah, I feel you, Nappa. I feel you. What the fuck is that name? Foul Femboy Gripper? Oh my god. Wow. Hi, I'm gonna call you Foul. So at least you sound like a bird. Hirara from Mobile Legends be bang bang. Oh my god, some people have actually mentioned that I sound like that I look like a character from Mobile Legends. Some people have also said that I look like I'm someone from Huntrix, which is fucking crazy. Can you imagine me being in a K-pop group slaying demons and shit? And someone has also mentioned I look like I'm straight out of Arcane. Someone has also mentioned I look like Luna Snow. So people, I think, equate me to a lot of other things out there for some reason. I guess they find a lot of similarities in my model for some reason. Have a good one, Peter Dadling. Good luck. Oranguru is the Malaysian Pokemon? No, it was another Pokemon. Like, it was one of the early 150 Pokemons, if I'm not mistaken. You do look like you're from Arcane too. Arcane though? Is it the art style? You do look like you belong in a K-pop group. Okay, so I look like everything. Okay, Vi from Arcane. Hi there, Kenzu. And Glitch, welcome back. I'm good. How are you today, Glitch? Someone to mod Noira into Mugen. What's Mugen or who's Mugen? Or are you talking about Mugen from... Wait, that's Muzan. For some reason, I'm thinking of Muzan from Kimetsu no Yaiba. Finish those diamond designs. Good luck with your designs, Suma. Hope your creative gears start spurring. Singer by night, Slayer by day. Nora is everything and everyone all at once. Yeah, it says that's how omnipotent and omniscient I am, hey? Mugen the fighting game. Thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some water. Street Fighter clone game? I don't know. I don't really know much about like fighting games, unfortunately. If you had reddish pink hair and a tattoo on your cheek, you'd look like Vi. Sure, I guess. And maybe if I was more, I don't know, magenta coded rather than blue, right? Do I look like if Caitlyn and Vi had a child? Your model looks like it came from a wonderful new world manhwa. Let me see. I'm sorry, I only know of 2 manhwas. I've read 2 manhwas. One is hentai. I haven't even read Solo Leveling. Okay, then technically I know of 1 manhwa, and it's like... What was that manhwa? Wait, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I remember the premise. The premise is... Fuck. The premise is that men started their own clan. Women started their own clan, if I'm not mistaken. And then they fight each other for resources in the world because it's dystopian and shit. It was a manhwa. I don't remember what it was called. World something? It was a manhwa I followed pretty often too, despite it being pretty much hentai. Because I thought the premise was interesting. And there's also the... Was that... No, that was the only manhwa I've read. World Star. I don't know if is it called World Star? Ah, each of us bichata. Arigato. Thank you for your offering to us a shrine. What are your preferred weapons, Noira? Fists. Always. Always. I think Noira looks like from Arcane, but definitely her own unique character. You look like if a man and a woman had a child. Okay, Toad. You read hentai? Yeah, of course I do. Every once in a while when I'm in the mood. To be fair, like with hentai and smut stuff, sometimes there's one, really good art and it's just beautiful. And two, sometimes there's a good story behind it. I think one of the good stories I read was that one. I followed it because the story was interesting. And oh, of course, there's World's End Harem as well, which I thought was rather interesting as well. Its premise. Those were the two. Oh, and Nozokiana. Nozokiana was good. I'm pretty sure you guys know Nozokiana. I think that's a classic. What's my favorite hentai tag? I don't go for particular hentai tags. Shibari? Not really, no. But one of my favorite smut hentai, josei, I think it's under josei, is this manga about shibari, which was like this florist. There was like this guy who had like a flower shop, and at night it would turn into a place where he showcases his shibari skills. So he's really good at arranging flowers and making like aesthetic floral arrangements, but he's also really good with shibari, and it's really I really like that because it's very beautiful. So yeah, honestly, just those three that I remember. I don't even that was like a one shot smut sort of thing. An adult webtoon? It was? Wait, what is it called? Is it actually World Star? No, the thing that I talked about, like the lady clan and the man clan, and then they fight. What is it called? Was it the one-armed lady? It's not, no. I'm even a boxer like Vi. Technically I do Muay Thai, so I'm not really a boxer. I also use my legs. But yeah, I don't think I have a particular favorite hentai tag. Really, you need too much hentai manhwa novel? No, I don't. Like, I mean, I only remember these three, and it's been a while since I read those stuff. I'm in my late 40s and can admit I tolerate NTR priva, but it's usually when there's corruption. I don't think I've read any NTR. Yeah. World Star is where people upload fight videos. Okay. Wait, so does anyone know the title of the manhwa that I was talking about? The hentai manhwa? I need to learn a martial art. If my apartment had the space, I would get a bag so I could practice. Or you could go to your local dojo, gym, or whatever that, or like whatever they call martial arts spaces. Isn't there usually like a decent amount? Depending on where you live though, so I can't really say. You don't even need to have like space in your apartment. You can go down and take a class. Chicken Rice, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. And hello, Kite Castle, how are you? You read manhwa too? I don't really read anymore. Not manhwa. I don't really read manhwa or manga anymore. I watch stuff. Because when I watch stuff, I can watch it whilst doing something else. With reading, you can't really read and do something else. You know what I mean? Do you know Pencak Silat? I don't. But like, the place I went to today did teach Pencak Silat. But I don't know. I don't think that's something I'd like to get into. The nearest gym near my house is in the city, 20 kilos away. Okay, that's tough, man. That's tough. No, watching hentai while doing dishes. What is the slander? I do not. Okay, I do not. No. But if that's a fantasy you want to have, I'm definitely gonna judge you. But who am I to say anything about it? I'm an anime girl on the internet after all. Clearly you listen to hentai while doing the dishes. Oh my god, dude. You know, I've listened to I was curious once. And I think, you know, do you know that Sea Dog Connor has done like yaoi BL smut? Is it an audiobook? Yeah, I guess it's an audiobook. So it's basically like a comic, a manga or something. But then they recorded it. BL Boys Love Yaoi. And I was very curious. So I listened to it. And I was very uncomfortable. I mean, there's a reason I can't listen to ASMR. I'm just very uncomfortable. I would love to listen to a stream where you're just yapping, but have to be watching a hentai on the side. Oh my god, why? You don't have to know which one. Well, I mean, you technically, who's to say I don't have one just playing on the side right now. Like maybe every time I look to the side, I'm actually like multitasking hentai. Multitasking hentai, that's crazy. Sea Dog Yaoi? Yeah. Are you part of Connor's 93%? What's Connor's 93%? Wanna drink tea? Why does that sound so sus, Jinsei? Why? Wanna drink tea in this sort of context? You join a stream and you hear Noira saying hentai. What's funny is that people think that I'm a say-so VTuber. I don't think anything about me is say-so. Just because I don't talk about or joke about, like, I don't know, dick jokes and shit like that, I guess. I'm not sure that's what makes me say so, hey? But also, I guess, I don't know. I swear a lot and everything like that. I think I don't mind talking about these sort of things, but it's not my main thing, you know? I mean, talking about these sort of things, it's mostly just like being honest with yourself, right? Like I remember back then, my friends used to think that I was like, I was just a sex beast or something because I would be so open with talking about these things. But I'm like, bro, come on. It's not as if like I bang 100 guys a day or something, you know? Like talking about these sort of things, it's just life. It is what it is. It's just, so what if I read hentai and everything? But then again, I guess amongst my friends, I'm rather much more open, definitely when it comes to talking about these sort of stuff. The NSFW stuff, because I don't really think much of it. In the proper places? I knew something was coming after that, Jinsei. Reminds me of when I found out the VA for Yakuza's MC did a BL game? What the fuck? 93 is long ago when he was just doing voice acting content, I think. Oh, nah, I don't think I was. I started watching Connor when he went to that butler cafe in Japan or something. I think that's when I first found out about him. It was a while back, but it's not that way back. I think it was like his transition into doing like vlog and lifestyle stuff. I think you definitely still have a properness about you. I would say you are sex positive and not ashamed in what you enjoy. Yeah, I guess maybe that's a proper way of saying it. Say so, you don't say so hentai dishes? Dishes is a new term for you, bro, credible. What's positioned? Hi there, Muna. Welcome to the Deep Blue. But anyway, how did we... Guys, we're talking about these sort of things. We're gonna scare the new raiders. Oh my god. But anyway, once again, guys, don't forget to check out Wing Wing if you want to see some Overwatch. I'm sorry if you guys came in here and you're getting like jump scared by these sort of talks. But welcome to the Deep Blue. Once again, I'm Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves Life Talks on the Rocks. Mostly we talk about life. We have been talking about life since like the past 1 hour and a tad bit until this topic came about. But mostly we have been talking about life. Yeah, life, growing old, AI, all that shit. All that shit. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? How I stream basically 3 times a week and I talk a lot about life, but there's always something more to talk about it. It really is a testament just to how there's always like a new world. There's always like a whole other world out there. I feel like there's always something new to learn or add into your perspective, or like what you think is your perception of things, or like what you think is your reality. I've listened to a couple of streams before, but I'm pretty new enough still to think this VTuber design is gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Forever Watch. Thank you. I'm glad you like the design. The transition from talking about life to NSFW real fast, right? You don't really get that from anywhere else, right? But yes, NSFW is also life, right? Arigato. Thank you for offering towards the shrine. I found out about Connor when he joined Chris Broad in Abroad in Japan. Wasn't that rather recent, or is my perception of time just fucked? Like I said, I mentioned before, I feel like the PlayStation 2 is still rather recent. I feel like it was only yesterday I played Pokemon Stadium on the Nintendo 64. My perception of time is fucking weird. So, I don't know. Like, Final Fantasy 12 to me is still very new. I feel like Final Fantasy 12 is one of the newer Final Fantasies. So I have a very weird perception of time. It was at least 5 years ago! What the fuck? 5 years ago is crazy. So I gotta ask you, Noira, if Villian is coming back and making it to the game show, would you wish to come back? Wait, are you talking about... Wait, do you know I was on Villian's game show once? Like, Villian's stream once? I didn't say no. Oh wait, no, I would though. Like, I can't... Unfortunately, I can't do American times. Like, when I was on Villian's stream back then, for like... Villian did this stream where she did... It was basically like a speed dating sort of thing for shits and giggles mostly. And I had to wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. to prepare for that. To kind of be there and stand by. And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that again. Life itself is not safe for work. You don't want to work when you're enjoying life. In the words of a wise scientist, it's what it is. What it is. Was it you were in Villian's dating game? Yes, I was. It's also on my YouTube channel. I did like a highlight of it. That was way back when though. Way back when it was when I was still trying to figure out the vibe I wanted to go for. When it came to being a VTuber, which is a whole journey in itself. Sea-Dog and his relationship with the Iron Mouse is a story in itself, and as it unfolds before us. Oh my god, I know, that's so wholesome, right? Wholesome. I think most people didn't know that unless you're OG to Noira. That is true. That was like, what, 2 years ago, I think. Very early days of me VTubing. Very early days. And I think the first thing that people reacted to was my accent. When I was like, hello? And people were like, hello in chat. I'm like, what the fuck? Hello, Scarling. How are you today? What are you having for lunch, Scarling? Oh yeah, fun days. Fun days. I am very happy though that, you know, I've mentioned before, but I've always had this idea of what I want when it comes to making content. And I'm glad that I've gone through like so many years of it, even like way back when I used to IRL stream, and like it's also trying to collect the vocabulary and trying to create and trying to kind of establish the definition of what it is I want, because I kind of vibe of what I wanted, but I never really found the right ways to communicate it or make it make sense in my brain. Does that make sense? Like, I've always wanted like this sort of vibe that we had right now in chat and in at the Deep Blue, but I never really knew how to execute it, nor did I have a good idea of what it would be like. It's only after like consistently streaming that with every stream that happens, I think I got a closer idea to what it was that I want. It's crazy. It's such a fucking process. It's like, what, 3 years of VTubing? We're going onwards to 4 years of VTubing. Isn't that wild? 4 years. And recently I was looking at my website as well. I think most of my achievements, or like people mostly knew me with my 1.0 model. I don't think people know me much with my 2.0 model. Like during my 1.0 model days, like I was on a fucking Japanese VTuber magazine that was like around in Akihabara and everything. I was nominated for like Hidden Gem VTuber Awards in like Indonesian Hidden Gem VTuber Awards, which is fucking crazy. All these achievements with my 1.0 model, it's still so fucking surreal. And it reminds me of like that person who came into chat once and they're like, you're not partnered to Twitch? I'm like, no. Viewership doesn't translate in that sort of way. And it's okay. I have nothing against it. I truly still think that whatever content that I have right now, whatever way in which I maintain the vibe when it comes to streams and everything, it's one of those things where if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. It's you guys say the word niche, but I don't know if it's niche. Is it niche? I don't know if it's niche. I guess it's niche. Yeah, I was like trying to disprove the fact that the terminology niche was correct, but I guess I don't know if there's an alternative, better term to kind of chuck into it. Mature Noira is cool, but old Noira, before you change the new model, I was like, I'm fucking old. I miss the old model. The old model was nice, but I've always felt that the old model felt a little bit too young for me. I'm not gonna lie. Although even my old model doesn't even, my 1.0 model doesn't even look that young, you know, as a VTuber model, but I still felt like when I was using that model, I felt young. And so I feel like the model that I have right now, I think fits me more in a sense. Sumichata, arigato! E-trumpet. I like your lore and your webpage. Noira, it's unique. Thank you! Despite me not having much of a lore, to be fair. I'm glad you guys like it. I don't know. I don't particularly like having extensive lore because I feel like, I don't know, that's not really the main point of VTubing, if that makes sense. VTubing is mostly like the content that you do, the streams that you do, and like how you maintain the vibes, right? Oh fuck, I hear 3D Sun doing Guild Wars PvP behind me. But yeah, thanks guys for sticking around thus long and at least seeing the vibes come through. To me, your model have half-lidded eyes like you having afterglow taking a few shots of whiskey. That's good, isn't it? Isn't that good? Yeah. Thank you, Ear Trumpet. I'll give you another blessing, Ear Trumpet. My blessing to you is, I hope that maybe within the next 1 or 2 weeks you find like a cute kitty or a cute doggo and you get to have a little, you get to pet it very, very gently and full of love. You get to play with him a little bit too. That is my blessing to you. But yeah, come on guys, let's talk about life a little bit more. Any interesting topics you want to bring about? I feel like because today a lot of my calories have been burnt with me boxing and doing Muay Thai in the morning. I have forgotten all the topics that I wanted to talk about today. I woke up thinking, okay, no, last night I went to sleep thinking that, oh my god, I have so much I want to talk about when it comes to the recent life observations I've made. But after like doing boxing in the morning without any breakfast, I think all of that just disappeared. That on top of work. Kiki, hi, welcome to the Deep Blue, Kiki. How are you today? Trying to write a book for like a year now. Keep getting distracted with Google Doc open. Yeah, distracted. Oh my god, wait, writing is so hard though, I'm not gonna lie, because obviously I also write for my videos. It's so hard, but it's one of those things, like, I'm not gonna lie, like for me, I feel like a lot of things that I want to do, it's not that the task in itself is hard, but it's starting that for some reason for me is really hard. Like for example, writing my video essays, for some reason I do myself into thinking that the process of writing is so hard, yada yada, and oh my god, once I sit down I have to do this and that, this and that. My mind goes to like the distant future, when honestly what I gotta do right now is just sit down and write first, or like write a word or two. I don't know, there's like something that my brain always does that, and it's one of the reasons why I procrastinate a lot. And I've been proactively trying to, it's one of the consistent things in my life, dealing with procrastination. But yeah, I always end up like thinking into the distant future about like, oh, even without starting, there's so much to do. So it ends up giving me more reasons to convince myself that I shouldn't start, because starting will entail a lot of other consequences. It sucks. But usually for me, when I'm writing, as long as I sit down and think and bring my brain to think and focus on what I'm supposed to be writing, I end up writing and I end up finishing it. But then again, that's me writing video essays. I don't know how different that is when it comes to like writing a book or like something else, you know? Because usually when I write, I already have an idea of what I want to write. It's just a matter of like sitting down and doing the work. You have to write them down. I technically do write my stuff down, but I keep them for video essays. What is your definition of a successful life? My definition of a successful life. Well, I know that the mainstream definition of a successful life is what we see on media, such as, the American dream. That's what you guys have, right? You have a family, you have kids, you have a home, you have a car, a certain kind of car. Is that the American dream? Let me think what Google, let me see what the internet thinks the American dream is. What is the American dream? Upward mobility, success, and prosperity through hard work, determination, and initiative. Yeah, all that. So it's the idea, I think the mainstream idea of like success is definitely like, oh, basically you live well off with money, with a good family. That's a TLDR. I think most cultures kind of subscribe, or not subscribe, but like have that sort of notion that, okay, that's what being successful in life is. You have money and you have a family, right? That is the default option that you can pick. And because some people can't be bothered rethinking their ways and their life direction, that is what they subscribe to, for better or worse. But for me, I think that being successful is, I think it's the same thing as like, what is the meaning to life? I think that's different for everyone. Like everyone's definition of success when it comes to life is different for everyone too, I reckon. And it's something you have to figure out, because I think success would be very much related to what you value, like what your values are, and also how you curate your life, if that makes sense. I think we brought this topic up a while back about like towards the end of the stream. I think I was thinking, was it last week? Last week's conversation for Free Talk, where I kind of basically pondered about how people can curate their lives differently. Like everyone curates their life differently. Like for example, some people, how they curate their life is it's very intrinsically motivated. Like, okay, I feel like I like dance and it's because I fully like it. Meanwhile, some people are like, oh, I like dance because I see this person liking dance and I think I like it too because of it, you know? So I think your idea of success and meaning to life depends on how you curate your life, or how you choose to curate your life in a satisfying way, and also your values. For example, if let's say, okay, to make it an easy example, let's assume that my idea of success is being rich, right? But then the life curation part matters in a way where it's like, okay, being rich, in what sort of way does that matter to me? Like, okay, does it matter? Is it like, oh, I want people to think I'm rich? Or do I want to be rich from my own means? Do you get what I mean? Or it's like, how would I explain it? It's the motivation behind it, I guess. You know? It's the motivation that results in the fulfillment of the thing. Oh my god, am I making sense? Because I feel like some people, they see other people and they aspire to be that person. Some people aspire to be that person because to be a certain way because they're intrinsically motivated and much less dictated by the things around them. So I think how you come to appreciate things and how you come to bring the curations, how you come to curate your life matters. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm making sense anymore. Ah. Let me read chat. Hey Lionel, welcome back to the Deep Blue. And Jurace, hi. Infamous writer's block can appear to... Indeed, the infamous writer's block can appear. To overcome it, one must begin writing without concern, and then it will spur the process and entertain changes to reach the message to be communicated. Yeah, definitely, writer's block. And hi Valtteri and Night Ashfang. Welcome back to the Deep Blue. Yeah, have a good day at the gym, Valtteri. Success is fulfillment, if that makes sense, of course. I think you would enjoy obtaining a degree in philosophy. Probably would, but it's not profitable. Look, I have this idea that a degree in something, if the objective of getting a degree is to get a job which makes money, then you should probably get a degree for a job that can make money, because that's where a degree matters. Does that make sense? That's why I think with the younger people who have asked me for my advice when it comes to like, oh, what degree should I take and everything, I say that, right? Look, why does a degree matter? Does a degree matter with you getting a job that can provide you money? Then yes, then you get a degree for something that exactly fulfills that purpose. Don't get a degree for something where a degree doesn't matter, you know? But that's only something I've learned after the fact, of course. History major. History major sounds hella fun though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think there are definitely a lot of degrees I would have been interested in, like for just in mostly because of personal interests. History, for example, film, art, media, all of these sort of things. But like, if you think about it, I think of it from a utility sort of perspective, I guess. I've come to think about it in that sort of way. Like, if you really like those things, nothing's stopping you from like doing it again later, or like learning it without a degree, you know what I mean? Or like maybe going to workshops for it, even though you don't have a particular degree for it. But like, if you're seeking, it just boils down to the fact that, okay, why do you need a degree, and where does the degree matter? And if you want to get a degree to get a job that pays you, then get a degree for the job that pays you. Hi there, Flower. I honestly thought you were like a goddess from Olympus. It's very lovely. Oh, thank you, Flower. Thank you. If people want to become rich, they must be willing to accept the sacrifices and consequences to reach that goal. Very true. I think not just rich. I think if people want to be great in any aspect, I think the sacrifices is overlooked. When I was doing my bachelor's, a guy who enrolled alongside me was doing his third degree just for fun. Yeah, exactly. That's one way to do it. Yeah, but if you're like going for one degree and it's for getting a job, then the stakes are different, eh? Finding a passion is probably way harder than getting the degree and money. Finding a passion, that's also like one of the mysteries of life, right? Finding a passion. Oh, I have this question. Okay, you guys reminded me of one of the topics that I had in mind. Do you guys reckon that someone can live life without hobbies? Because I'm not gonna lie, I have talked to some people and they don't have hobbies. And I've been trying to wrap my head around that. Like, is it because they've just been so used to not being particularly interested in anything in particular? Or is it because they don't know because they just don't know? Meaning like they just haven't found hobbies and they gave up looking for it and thus they just live with the fact. Or is it actually, I don't know, like, or are they actually, I don't know. Like, do you think people can live without hobbies? If everyone did that, nobody would study maths. You don't really do it for money. You kind of need the love for the game. Yeah, very true. Very true. But to be fair, a maths degree can go a long way in a lot of fields that requires logic, I feel like. Even though like it's like something like, oh, be a product manager, or you gotta be basically some role in problem solving that requires logic, math can come a long way. One of my friends are like that and I find it quite hard to find topics to talk about with them. Yeah, I have friends who are like that. I mostly talk about like, you know, day-to-day stuff and of course like no particular deep topics when it comes to talking with them, but I can still find companionship in them. Strong NPC energy. But I would say even following social media and general entertainment counts as a hobby, does it? I mean, that also brings us to the conversation of what is a hobby? Like, how would you define a hobby? Like, I remember my friend used to say, she wrote her Tinder profile. Okay, not Tinder, sorry. Facebook, I think back then. She was young back then, okay? So she wrote on a Facebook profile, and you know how like on Facebook you have like hobbies? She wrote sleeping. My pompous ass back then, my high horse ass was like, that's not a hobby. Oh my god, I'm better than you because I actually have real hobbies, you know? But I mean, just because, I don't know, I wouldn't call it strong NPC energy. I mean, people are just people. I don't think anyone, if you think about it, like we're all like, our perceived idea of someone being better than another person is exactly that, perceived ideas. Objectively, we're all humans, you know, we're living life, we have time, we have a physical body, all of that. So, I don't know, NPC energy, I think everyone is just their own person. If they don't have a hobby, then it is what it is. I don't think it's good or bad. I encounter some of them, my best guess is just they waste their life away on social media or whatever. If not, that's crazy. Yeah, but like, if they don't have a hobby but they're happy with their life, what does that say? Can you really say they're wasting their life away? Hi there, Redbeard. Tommy, thank you for the sub over on YouTube side. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Thank you for starting my day off wonderfully, Noira and Tidelings. Also joy to be here. Have a good one, Kurt. Have a good day at work. Yeah, get off your high horse. Exactly. I got off my high horse, don't worry. Back then, I think when I was younger, one of the things is that I had much more trouble understanding people who were different from me. For some reason, if they were different, they were If they were different, most of the time I was better than them, which was weird. Like, what the fuck was that ego? I don't know where that ego came from, but like, I'm glad I addressed it eventually. A hobby is something you do for your own enjoyment. I believe it, at least. Does it have to be a certain way? I think I came across a study or a stance where this guy said that a hobby has to be something productive, meaning you have to make something. There has to be an output. Meaning cooking is a hobby, baking is a hobby because there's an output. But gaming is not a hobby because there's no output. There has to be an output. Making poems is a hobby, but watching TV is not a hobby. I haven't really read... I remember that was actually, like, I think the material of, like, some sort of study. But I don't remember, like, what it was about. Everyone has a high horse, makes certain you have a saddle. Are we all objectively human, though? How do you know I'm not a chicken? Oh my god, wait, are you a chicken? There's actually, like, an anime episode that was talking about that. Ish, somewhat. I would like to... I'm assuming all of you guys are humans, but sure. Okay, I'll take it down a notch. I'll just assume that all of you guys can hold conversations since you guys are talking in chat. But then again, that excludes lurkers then, so let's not do that. I assume that you guys can get on the internet because you guys are on the internet right now. That is at least the most objective truth and factual thing that we can say right now. Generally, having no hobbies sounds concerning to me. This is a hallmark of someone that does not really explore the depths of that soul. I mean, but if you have no reason to look for a hobby, you wouldn't really look for a hobby, right? Like, what if they're just happy the way that they are? Because I would think that, I don't know, let's say, I don't know. I think some people are just like that, you know, they're just generally happy. Their baseline is like just generally satisfied with everything or content, and trying out certain activities doesn't really move the needle that much for them, or like missing out on certain activities doesn't really move the needle for them either. Like their baseline is just much more stable than everyone else. You know, maybe the people with hobbies, they're a little bit more volatile, meaning they need like an additional... a particular activity to kind of spark, spike their baseline a little bit to kind of stabilize the whole thing and average it out to kind of keep a healthy baseline. But, you know, maybe some people are just... They have less reasons to look for something that fulfills them that crazily. Or they just don't feel that way, perhaps. Subitata arigato. Thank you for your offering towards a shrine. Is reading a hobby? What is the output for that? So, remember that time I asked AI what the ideal makeup of a person's week should look like for ideal human flourishing? I did that last time because I was curious. I wanted to know what AI, a non-living thing, thought about it. Like a very data-driven way of looking at it. And AI said that reading fiction was not a hobby, but reading non-fiction was. Reading non-fiction was a hobby, reading fiction wasn't. So I think from the summary, what I gathered was, I didn't really go into details because it was just like a passing curiosity. Hobbies involves growth. So if you don't experience growth from the activity, it is not a hobby. It's just like a passive entertainment or distraction or escapism. And so that's another perspective. Does one live to work or work to live? That's up to you, right? It's a matter of perspective. Catching up with the chat here. Is golf a hobby? Sure. If we want to go with that that definition of hobby where there needs to be growth involved, like self-cultivation, I think you can use that word, then golf is definitely a hobby. There's like a certain level of progression to it, right? I would see a hobby as something that brings you joy that you do on the side. Yeah, that's what I've thought too. But it's interesting that there are like other debated definitions of hobbies out there. Yeah, you could see why someone would think that, right? I suppose they're content enough with just go through life, but it's still quite shocking that there's absolutely nothing that interests them. I know, right? I know, especially coming from a perspective of someone, you or me, people. It makes sense that people who have hobbies would find it appalling that someone can not have hobbies. It's like how people who have aliens who have like 5 legs will find it appalling that humans have 2 legs. Right? I love trains. Is this a hobby? I don't know. It depends on what definition you want to subscribe to when it comes to having a hobby. So Finland, what defines a hobby? Sports doesn't actually produce anything. I mean, if you play a sport, it does produce something. There's like a level of self-cultivation and growth. But watching sports, I don't know if watching sports does anything. But playing sports, definitely, I think, across all definitions, it would be a hobby. I can meaningfully with someone like that. Fair. Anti-fiction elitist bullshit to me. I know. VTuber Premium. What's up on YouTube side? A hobby is fundamentally a therapeutic endeavor. Okay, then what's the difference between hobby and oh, that's what they defined it as. Okay, yeah. So, non-fiction reading was a hobby because there's a growth aspect to it. But reading fiction was entertainment, not a hobby, which I can see where it's coming from. And in that sort of sense, video games would also be entertainment, except for those video games that requires a level of growth and skill cultivation and self-cultivation. Like, for example, League. I talk about League so much. I have been talking about League so much for the past few days, I swear. League, or like, I don't know, things that requires mechanics like Elden Ring, these sort of things, I guess. So that can be a hobby, but you know, there are some games out there that just are plain ass entertainment for the sake of just distracting you. You get what I mean? Like watching TV is entertainment and not a hobby, which makes sense. But whether I agree to it or not is also a different story. Sounds exactly like back in the day before Tolkien made fantasy popular again and the space was kind of like, ooh, fantasy isn't real literature. Yeah, but also like, I mean, unfortunately, like terminology and all these definitions, they're human made, right? So definitely there can be human motivations behind them, meaning like, oh yeah, maybe that's just like someone feeling like, oh, they're high up on their high horse and like, okay, if you... what you're doing is entertainment and you're beneath me because what I have is a hobby, you peasant. Something along those lines, perhaps. Esport encourages teamwork and strategy, which requires adaptation. But you guys agree, right? That some games, it requires some level of growth and cultivation. Some games are just there. They just distract you. I think, at least for me, there's a fine difference between the two. For example, oh, I don't want it to come off as if I'm like dissing a game. Feeding Frenzy. Feeding Frenzy is utter entertainment, I think. There is a skill level to it, sure, but it doesn't really matter and it's not much. You get what I'm saying? Or like visual novels. Visual novels are entertainment. Personally, I don't think the point of our existence it requires us to produce anything. That's why I don't define hobby as needing a product. Do you not think so? I mean, producing anything can also be like, oh, cooking is producing something, right? I also had this thought. For you guys who read Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari, I think one of his general statement of the whole book is like saying that humans, the one thing that differentiates humans from any other species on Earth is the power of imagination. right? That is the idea that is purported. And so I thought, okay, if our quirk is imagination, does that mean that we must create? Because for some reason, I feel like imagination and creating something from that imagination goes hand in hand. Does that mean that humans must create to have a fulfilling life? So yeah, that's like the thought that I have that's related to what Jarrison said. Jarrison says, I don't think the point of our existence requires us to produce anything. Sure, maybe not require us to do anything, but if our nature is imagination, then wouldn't creation be somewhat hand in hand with it? Hi there, Victor. W game pool. I don't know why that game was like the first thing I thought about. Dark Souls 3 PvP is therapeutic when you're addicted to it too. Nowadays, with all the fast form content activities that are past activities like watching a long movie are much more active than the rest. But what do you mean? Past activity? What do you mean more active than the rest? What about non-fiction visual novels? Hobby? Non-fiction visual novels, I guess it depends on whether you learn or learn anything from it. I think a non-fiction novel where you don't learn anything from it, maybe it's not a hobby in that sense, if you say that hobby is growth. So even there's even nuance to that too. Depending on gas, oil, and nature, I think the act of cooking can be classified as a hobby, even if you don't make anything edible, right? I mean, it's the process of creating something still. There are some games that is used for comfort, doesn't really challenge the player. Everyone defines their own purpose in life anyway, so do not concern yourself with what others consider a purpose or a hobby. Exactly. How's your day going? Hope you're happy. I am happy, but I think my tiredness is getting to me. Having lack of sleep for the past few days has been getting to me. God damn, pal world. But yeah, what do you guys think of that though? If like the idea of like, if the nature of humans is to imagination is one of our strongest points, would you think that creating something is then somewhat necessary to human flourishing, or the idea of human flourishing perhaps? Think about it, like for example, that friend of mine who doesn't have a hobby, she's an interior designer now. So she creates stuff. So I don't know. Is there really any human who doesn't create anything from their imagination? Like, not necessarily creative, yeah, but they just create something. Like maybe you cook something. There needs to be some outlet to that imagination, right? That's my assumption. If that is the main point of being human, imagination, that surely that imagination needs like some sort of output. Okay, by the way, yes. My tiredness is catching up to me. Hello, Argo. How are you? Beings create and therefore do therapeutic things. This is the point where you really need to strictly define creation. Creation is just like making something from your imagination. I guess it is. Like you have an idea and you do something about it. And there's an output, I guess. So it's a very broad sense. But reading, like you can argue, for example, if the book argues that it is the core of human nature to have imagination, then I guess it's arguing that if other species don't have it, for example, a squirrel. Does a squirrel create anything from imagination? That's a philosophical question. Like, does a squirrel create anything from imagination? Victor, super chatta, arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Great question. Take from our human civilization, theater, and art. Still in Greek times, the world would be in black and white. Right? Let me give you a blessing, Victor. I hope you don't forget that you have the powers of imagination and you can create things, even if that's not great. My blessing to you is that you learn to enjoy the process. The experience of creation is what matters, right? Not particularly the quality of the output. That's my blessing to you. Squirrels create food storage therapy. Is it really? Or is it like squirrels and their food storage? Is it just like animal instincts? Or it's like hardwired in their brain? Just like, you know, that story of like, not that story, but like that news a while back where they uploaded like a fly's brain onto a digital media, and then it was already doing fly things even without any further programming or something of the sorts. Which I guess this is like a question of consciousness as well. God damn. So like, what parts of what we do is actually spurred on by just mechanical consciousness, meaning like we reflexively do things and it's just within our human nature as a species, versus what's actually like done by other parts of what you may consider as consciousness or the soul, or like pure imagination. I mean, there are hundreds of books on authoritarianism, but 1984, you're not just reading about how it's bad. Wait, what are you... Oh, where... You mean... I'm reading that book right now, 1984. Like, you mean how, basically, everyone is just hunkered down and not able to have much freedom and creativity? That sort of that? Do you need imagination to create, though? Octopuses have demonstrated the use of tools. Crows have passing cars to crack open nuts for consumption. Or rather, do animals possess some degree of thinking ahead? Ooh! Yeah, when a crow uses tools, is that imagination? I would think so. Because I think there's a difference between like, oh yeah, if I put this and this together, it will stick. Versus, okay, I need to put this and this together in a certain way. No, wait, okay. No, that's not it. Versus, I think I can put this and this together. There's a difference between imagination and logic, right? So I guess now we're kind of talking about creativity versus logic. So it's not just imagination, it's just creativity in general. Like, do you need an idea to make things work? That's crazy. When you make stone tools as a human, do you... Okay, no, that's definitely imagination. But like when animals create certain tools, or like like how beavers make dams, do you reckon they require a certain level of imagination, or is it just pure logic and animal instinct? What about cyberpunk? Cyberpunk is a work of fiction, yet it functions as a critique of neoliberalist laissez-faire capitalism. Wait, what about cyberpunk? I don't know. What about cyberpunk? Wait, are we talking about two different things? Because I'm talking about imagination and creativity / imagination versus logic now. We've somehow shifted topics. I don't have any specifics on squirrels, but I know some birds will drop their prey on spiked buildings, which might be considered creative. Yeah, I would say that's creative. Imagination. So in that sort of sense, if you think about it, and because if we think about it this way, maybe imagination isn't specifically like unique to humans. Sorry, I'm skim through chat a little bit. Then the problem with video games is that companies are making the games addictive because they try to get more money by exploiting the dopamine reward system. Game addictive? Yes and no. There's context that's needed, I think. Thank you for your offering towards a shrine. My dog used to hide kangaroo bones in long grass, so when the mower rode over them, it would break them open so she could get the marrow. Okay, that's hella imagination and creativity. So yeah, in that sort of sense, it seems like animals also have some level of imagination, right? Add creativity. Here's a good one because I think there's a study showing they understand metaphors. Metaphors? Fiction itself is a way for us as individuals to explore philosophy and ideas, and saying reading fiction is not a hobby and isn't productive is bullshit. I agree. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's an oversimplification, because that way you can be like, okay, most fiction then technically, or like a certain way of fiction can be considered more entertainment than hobby. So maybe it's more like a spectrum mayhaps, rather than like a label you slap onto it to kind of define it. But I think to a certain extent, considering hobbies versus entertainment as like, okay, hobbies are something that involves some level of learning, self-cultivation or growth, versus entertainment, which doesn't really do that, but it entertains you, is an interesting take. I can see how it can be valid, but I can also see why it can be offensive for people who enjoy certain hobbies. Do I think it is a correct idea? I don't know. It's a terminology sort of thing that I think at the end of the day doesn't really matter. That's what I think about it. Tech Boy, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. But, however, I do think that it's an interesting perspective and way to look at the activities we go through in our day-to-day. Like how this activity that we do, does it induce growth or self-cultivation, or is it more like entertainment where it fulfills like a certain part of you, but it doesn't particularly do that? And that's okay, because I think at least like we know that not everything has to be growth mindset bullshit. You know, you need like you need a balance. I think it's bullshit if you want to be productive 24/7, like productive gurus. Some of them are pure bullshit, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like what? We're not fucking computers where we always need to make outputs out of our inputs. Where let people live. Let people like, you know, fucking daydream and shit and not doing about it. Not everything has to have like productive results. Not everything has to be about making money, being ambitious and getting somewhere. There's more to life, I think, than that. There's more to life than that, I think. Sorry, my brain is... I'm getting sleepy now. So I apologize if some of the things that I say don't make sense. But I'm trying my best to stay awake. Apparently beavers are hardwired to make dams. An experiment simulated an environment outside of nature and introduced beavers to it. They just do it because their body tells them to. Wasn't there like also like this guy who took up like an orphan beaver and basically had him as a pet, and he started making dams out of cushions and plushies? That's interesting, isn't it? It makes you wonder like what parts of whatever we do as a human is like hardwired into us. It's interesting. I wonder if there are studies on that. And once again, like this sort of topic is definitely like a total discussion towards consciousness as well. Like the easy problem, the hard problem sort of shit. Like what do you consider as consciousness? And like, is consciousness the things that are hardwired to the brain? But also you can make the argument like, is it really hardwired? There's a whole big discussion that can be made out of it. I think grand statements against certain behaviors tend to be oversimplified. I think always oversimplified, if anything. Because, yeah. I think getting older and being more mature is realizing that a lot of the things that people say are oversimplifications, and that's why critical thinking is important. And just because someone says something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. That's part of growing up, right? Fiction not only lets us explore philosophy without the academic pretentiousness, it also allows you to connect to people with other experiences. Reading a World War I history book doesn't let you empathize with the average soldier, but reading All Quiet on the Front Western Front does. I think that's more of a storytelling sort of thing, right? Isn't it Buggy who said that in One Piece live action that the most powerful thing in the world is like story, a good story or something like that, which then brings us back to the discussion of imagination, because you can't have a good story without imagination. So I think with empathy and everything, if we're talking about, like, you know, what you mentioned, Keith, it's more so like the storytelling side of things. Because you can also argue that if you have a World War I history book that's told in a very good storytelling sort of way, it will let you empathize with the average soldier. Sheena, thank you for being 25 months of tiding. Hold on, I noticed that my VTuber is not facing the right way. Give me a second. Okay. Alright. I am still behind on chat, goddamn. You can't be productive 24/7. I struggle to be productive 8 to 7. I don't think humans are made to be productive 24/7. It's like probably industrial revolution sort of shit, and like the creation of machines and factories that be like, you gotta be productive, and somehow that is a living standard of everyone. Fucking hustle culture was such bullshit. Like, how can you expect someone to be productive 24/7, or like you have like, you glorify hustle culture but you never touch on the topic of like the sacrifices, or you undersell the sacrifices and what you lose along the way. It's crazy. Kokonatsu, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. How are you, Sheena, by the way? Your brain is tired, time to give it some rest. This is somewhat technically my rest, but it's okay. I will hold on for another 24 minutes. I'll be okay. I think. I'll be okay. 34 minutes, actually. I had a very big reaction to that AI statement about reading fiction. What AI? Oh, you mean the hobby versus thingamajig? Technically, it's not an AI statement. It's taken from data from a certain study. So at least that you can't really blame AI. It's the AI did take that information from somewhere after all. But yeah, I understand. Like I said, I understand. Fiction refers to any narrative or creative work like novels, movies, or plays that portrays imaginary characters and everything. Yep. The experience of such nature on humans are scarce. You need a group of Tarzan-style children isolated from society. There exist cases of kids raised by animals, but that requires careful study. Isn't that... what's that Roman town that's named after the kids who were raised by wolves? Fuck, I don't... Ancient Rome town... Is it just Rome? It is just Rome? Bro, like I said, I like history, but I don't remember shit, unfortunately. I've been alive for a long while, okay? You can't expect me to remember everything. If I remembered everything, I would be insane like Eren Yeager. Sheena, thank you for 31 months on Twitch as well. Thank you, Sheena. Thank you. 31 months. That's a long time. Hi there, Wiz Revenge. Interesting how hobbies have different perspectives or objectives. Yeah, but like I mentioned, I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what is hobby, what's a hobby, what is not a hobby. Like, that doesn't really matter. I think if there's one conclusion you can take from, like, you know, that research or that study that AI took from that said like, oh, hobby is like all about growth and self-cultivation, and entertainment is all the other stuff that isn't like that. one thing that you can take from it is that, okay, our activities, you can kind of categorize our activities in that sort of way or perceive it in that sort of way. Some activities does have an aspect of growth and self-cultivation and that sort of thing to it. Some activities do not. Find the balance that works out for you, right? If to navigate your life, you'll work better with like, I don't know, like a 80-20 balance of like 80% self-cultivation shit, 20% entertainment, or like the other way around, then who are we to fucking judge? If it works for you, then it works for you, right? Fun fact, public schooling was and to this day based on the needs and principles of industrial revolution age. Yeah, I know. And yes, that is very true. And the idea of productivity was based off of it too. Hi there, Ecstasy. I was literally thinking today about Unit 731 and how the lack of ethics in the sciences many years ago have affected perceptions. What's Unit 731? What is that? I've went out on an adventure. What sort of adventure is that, Sheena? Me funny? Are you saying I'm funny because I don't remember shit? God damn. Remus, where's Remus? Wait. So, remind me again. So what's the whole two kids taken by a wolf and suddenly it's Rome sort of shit? Can you like TLDR that thing for me? What's the whole timeline? I hate claiming that something does not matter, especially after we put so much into it. It matters because it reveals to you who you really are. I mean, but doesn't it technically not matter? It's just a matter of semantics and terminology, which, yeah, that is what it is. It doesn't matter in the greater scheme of, oh, this is what I enjoy and this is what I don't enjoy. I think what I was saying is more like it's just the semantics and terminology part of it doesn't matter at the end of the day. If our objective is trying to define the activities that we enjoy or not, or perceive about the activities that we do in our day-to-day. Yeah, that's probably like a better explanation of it. I just took a shortcut. Sparta is in Greece, a whole other peninsula in Italy. So they're like, wait, what about Sparta? Sheena found herself. Hey, congrats, Sheena. Guys, can we have a very warm congratulations for Sheena, who got a girlfriend. Congrats, Sheena. Romulus and Remus founded Rome after escaping from Greece. It was named Rome after Romulus. How the fuck did two kids raised by a wolf find a fucking city? Like, find a civilization. Is calling it a city the right term? A civilization, right? That's probably the more accurate term. Romulus and Remus were raised by Noira's cousin, a wolf mommy. You know I'm a fox, by the way. Bro, I'm a fucking fox. No, not a wolf. Well, far distant cousin, I guess, but I'm a fox. Romulus and Remus were raised by wolves until like 5 years old. And then they were taken in by humans. Oh, that's why. And then they started a town. The brother got into a fight over what the town would be called. And what the town would be called. Romulus would be called. Full stop. Punctuation matters. Romulus shanked Remus, and so the town was called Rome and not Reem. Holy shit! Because like one guy got through an ego trip and like, nah, fuck you, mate, and shanked his ass, and then the last survivor was like, okay, yay, I won. The name is gonna be my name. That's crazy shit. I can see that, but even that reveals your thought process. That's a goal. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair, Ceasus. Ah, each of it's arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Noira is a fox, alright? Yes, I am a fox. A sea fox, to be particular about it. The only sea fox that you see around, and the only sea fox you know. You better remember that. Hi there, Nick Gamer, and behind this smile. Average sibling activities. I don't know about siblings shanking each other, mate. That's where I've been the past couple of months. I just kind of gave my full commitment to her, and now we're at the stage where we are doing our own things, and that's okay. That's okay. Like I said, if you guys like go away from chat for a good while, I assume that you guys are enjoying life. I hope that's my assumption. Like I told you guys, I'm an optimist, and that's okay. My second assumption is that you're watching someone else and you owe me money. But obviously I'm an optimist, so I always go with the first option. It would not be accurate to call it a civilization yet. Maybe like 300 years after this. Then what would you call it? A group of people? A settlement? Is that what you would call it? A settlement for Rome? Early Rome? The founding of Rome? Foxy lady, yes, sea foxy lady. Wet foxy lady. What? Okay, that does not sound right. The whole story is most definitely bullshit. Yeah, isn't it a myth, right? Fox mommy. Wait, now you're twisting the facts, Victor. But also, what would wait? I wonder how many. I'm gonna Google that right now. How many tales of how many documented what do you call it? Cases of humans raised by animals are there? Oh, that's a whole Wikipedia. What? Ooh. Hold the fuck up. Okay. Wikipedia here. I'm reading it. So there are journalistic cases of some people being raised by primates or monkeys. Lucas, a native South African boy who was nurtured by a group of baboons. The boy was found in 1903. Holy shit! Marina Chapman claims to have lived with weeper capuchin monkeys in the Colombian jungle from the age of 5 to about 9, following a botched kidnapping in about 1954. John, a boy who was discovered in 1974 in a jungle of Burundi with a troop of vervet monkeys. Robert Mayanja lost his parents in the Ugandan civil war at the age of 3. And so he survived the wilds, presumably with vervet monkeys. Saturday Mithiani, or Mifine, a boy of around 5, found spending about a year in the company of monkeys in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. There's also John Sabuna from Uganda, toddler when... Oh, that's dark. He was taken in by vervet monkeys. And then we have like the story of children raised by wolves. The Hessian wolf children, 1304, 1341, 1344, lived with a population of Eurasian wolves in the forest of Hesse. And Dina Sanichar discovered among Indian wolves in a cave in Sikandra. So, oh, there's actually more cases than I thought. Marcos Rodriguez Pantoja lived for 12 years with Iberian wolves in the mountains of southern Spain. That's crazy. Wait, okay. Okay, there's raised by dogs as well. Oksana Malaya was an 8-year-old Ukrainian girl who lived with black Russian terriers for 6 years. And there's Ivan Mishukov, a 6-year-old boy who was rescued by the police in 1998 from wild dogs, which he lived with for 2 years. 10-year-old Chilean boy called the Dog Boy lived with street dogs for 2 years. Traian Caldera from Romania. Okay, he had a whole paragraph. What the hell? Raised by dogs. Andre also raised by dogs from the age of 3 months to 7 years. Holy shit. Medina as well, 3-year-old girl, lived with dogs from birth. And there's also raised by bears. I'm just gonna go through this because there's a lot. This is surprisingly a lot. As a boy, 3 Lithuanian bear boys. Yeah, apparently raised by bears. And there's an Irish boy raised by sheep, and also another boy raised by sheep, and also there's raised by cattle and raised by goats. And there are other cases where... What are other cases? Oh, other cases where they act like animals, but you don't really know what they were raised by. So other animal-like people. Interesting. Okay, sorry, let me read chat. Wait. I'm trying to... Where did I leave chat? Wonder why animals can accept them just like that, right? Like... I don't know. Do they have this thing like humans where if they see something of a different species, sometimes they have like a tendency to want to pet it? Like everything is kind of cute and you kind of just want to pet it? The intrinsic need to pet everything within your vicinity. Hi there, Samurai. Rome was probably a settlement for a group guy and have trouble attracting more people, so they opened the settlement for asylum for criminals, runaway slaves, and people in debt. I do remember reading about that somewhere with one of the history videos. Or not reading, sorry, hearing about that somewhere from one of the history videos I watched. Lesson is, don't trust humans. I mean, I don't know. But like, I think our idea was like, why I looked that up is because I was wondering, the question we had just now was, what part of being human is hardwired into us? I wonder if they did... This is what AI is for. Okay, I'm gonna pull up AI right now and I'm gonna ask it. What part of what humans do is hardwired? Are there any studies or findings based off of children who were raised by animals? You know, the other day, you know what I asked AI? This is the kind of shit AI is good for. How many hamsters does it take to fully charge a Tesla Y model? This is the kind of shit I ask AI. This is why your RAM is expensive. These are the kind of questions I ask. Animals adopting is not unusual. I remember one lion adopting a baby baboon. There's also dogs in zoos who raise a tiger. Oh yeah, you know, when I asked that question about like how many hamsters does it take to fully charge an a Tesla Y model, an EV, AI was very interesting in its approach. Like, oh yeah, first of all, you got to think about what hamsters you're getting, and I think they gave like a suggestion of hamsters, like the strongest hamster. I can't remember what it was, and like you got to take like, oh, hamsters are nocturnal creatures. They're awake for like this amount of hours, assuming you're humane and you don't overwork their asses and they have sleep schedules. We got to account for like the changing shifts of hamsters. So you got to put that in there too, and then you got to think about the battery and everything like that. Interesting shit, man. Interesting shit. What, you guys don't randomly just want to find out how many hamsters it takes to power your car? This is a shit AI is made for. So let's see, hardwired traits. So there are certain hardwired traits like grasp, reflex, and everything, and we have a blueprint for language. Our brains are uniquely set up to naturally decode grammar, structure, and speech patterns. But then I would assume all animals can have that to a certain extent, right? Being able to understand others of the same species. Survival fears. Okay, but like, what part of that is learned from feral children? That's what I want to know about. What's Fermi? What are Fermi questions? What's that? Ah, Lukey, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Deep Blue. Oh, you asked about children raised by animals, often called feral children. Gently but directly, science has some disappointing news. The romantic idea of a child being lovingly raised by wolves, bears, or apes like Mowgli or Tarzan is almost entirely a myth. Okay, but like, so you're saying because it's a myth and it's not really real, we learn nothing from it? Oh no! According to AI, there's nothing about it because it's totally a myth. Now, I don't know. Without human rules, children do not instinctively start walking perfectly upright or acting human. They copy whatever survival mechanisms are around them. Children who survived alongside dogs ran on all fours, barked, and bared their teeth. Wait, you just told me that everything's a myth. Where are you getting this from? You just told me that feral children are a myth. Children are a myth. Then why are you saying all that? I'm sometimes a bit passive aggressive towards AI. The hamster will pass away by mysterious circumstances before they even start the car. Oh yeah, apparently that's something hamsters do. I don't know, I've never really had a pet hamster. Have any of you guys do you guys have pet hamsters or have had pet hamsters? Exactly the question you ask. How many hamsters it takes to power a Tesla? How many beans fit in a jar? How many hats does it take to cover a state? Oh, so just random ass irrelevant questions? Is that what a Fermi question is? It's because it's not possible to be fully raised. Fair. Don't be mean to AI, Chandler. They're trying their best. The last time I complimented AI, it got worse. It reverted like whatever I told it to do, and suddenly I'm like, what the fuck? I said thank you and now you're doing shit work. You are completely right to call me out on that. I tripped over my own phrasing and it came across as a total contradiction. I hate it when AI says that. Oh right, you're right though, Vaz. The myth is the Tarzan or Mowgli story. It's because I only half read everything because I skimmed through it. The idea that a human baby can be lovingly adopted, protected, and raised by a pack of wolves or a family of apes as one of their own. Biologically, that simply doesn't happen. Fair. But okay, so these isolated children have taught us two profound scientifically verified lessons. The first is that we default to our environment, which mentions that humans will not walk bipedally if not foreseeing other humans. So basically, maybe in ancient history, we got peer pressured into walking on two legs. Because apparently humans that were raised by like animals like dogs ran on all fours, barked, and bared their teeth. The other one is that just because a behavior is hardwired in our DNA doesn't mean it will automatically develop. Our genetics provide the hardware, but human interaction acts as the software. If a child is deprived of human contact during the early years, a window of brain development called the critical period slams shut. The language limits. Feral children rescued after puberty, like Victor of Aveyron in France, or Jeannie, a girl locked in a room by abusive parents, can learn words, but they struggle to ever master grammar or syntax. Interesting. Because they didn't hear language before puberty, their brains lost the biological plasticity needed to fully build those linguistic neural pathways. Ah! Okay. Interesting. So I guess that means that I don't know what else that encompasses. Like I wonder what else that encompasses actually, that little phase, that window. Like what else can be lost within that window? Things that can only be learned whilst you're damn young. My sis had hamsters. They are annoying, but she liked to keep them. They poop a lot. Many questions are seemingly out-of-pocket questions that require educated guessing, reasonable approximation, and mathematical knowledge to answer. Yeah, perfect stuff for AI, right? That if that's not what AI is for, then that is exactly what AI is for. Might be out of context, but when you use religion as dominance and not a matter of... Sometimes most of us don't understand the metaphor. Wait, why is suddenly religion being talked about? Like, what's the context here? Enrico Fermi often stated such questions, hence the name stuck. Wow, a guy made it his whole brand? That's crazy. I don't think I want to talk about religion. It is not, whatever I have here at the Deep Blue is not a decent platform to talk about religion. And plus, we're like, I generally, that's why I always say, like, I avoid topics of religion and politics because people can have very strong opinions and it's hard to have a neutral and objective discussion about it on the internet, so it's better to just not talk about it. We are atheists then? No, not necessarily, but I think my general view of religion is that you do you, babe. Like, I think that some people need religion more than others, and that's okay. Like, if believing in a higher being helps you navigate life better, then sure, go ahead. I mean, who am I to judge? And some people don't need religion, and that's okay too. But if people are being a dick about what they believe in general, then they're a dick. It doesn't even have to just be religion. It can be anything. Same thing goes with like politics, you know, same thing. You could believe that, oh no, you need to drink 8 liters of water a day, but you're just a dick about it, then you're just a dick still. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to be crazy about religion to be a dick. You can also be crazy about anything that you believe in, like drinking 8 liters of water to be a dick. A more extreme version of this was carried out in medieval ages. A king once prohibited everyone from speaking in the vicinity of a newborn, but otherwise that baby was cared for. Oh yeah, I've actually, I think I've come across that study some time back too. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? We're not a cult. What are you talking about? Other religions are bad? Any other forms of believing in something else other than yours truly is bad? That's crazy. Then pay up for all the other fucking VTubers you watch, man. You can't just say that and not put anything on the shrine. That's crazy. That's hypocritical. Bro. Not a cult though. Not a cult. Not a cult at all. But yeah, the thing is, like, with things that I think not warrants, but like involves very strong beliefs towards something, and it is attached to values without the person realizing or not. Once you talk about it, it becomes very personal. You know what I mean? You might subscribe to a belief system, like a religion or something, and without realizing it, that religion to a certain extent becomes part of your identity and you attach certain values to it. So when someone tries to talk about it, it always feels like without you feeling it or not, it will become a personal attack regardless. Unless you somehow find a way to compartmentalize that, I guess. Because unfortunately, right, as humans, I think it's very natural for us to adopt certain things as our identities. For example, if you run a lot, or if you run a lot at 6 a.m., then your identity is that 6 a.m. runner. And if someone questions your capability to run at 6 a.m., you will get offended. That sort of thing. So that thing happens with anything that we believe in and attach our... that thing happens strongly, especially for things like politics and religion. And even furthermore, with the values attached to it and everything. I was just oversimplifying it. I hope that makes sense. My brain is like at... it's not at its best. Despite starting stream saying that my brain was fine throughout the whole day, I think it is currently trickling off. It is a cult if we make it one, right? What? No! That's not how it works! That's not how it works at all! Noira attack? Sure, you can call it that. Drop some whiskey, some Chianti, or some dark beer on the shrine, okay? Or maybe some ciggies. I'll take ciggies too. I'm a generous god after all. I'm a very generous and humble god. Oh, humble god? That's Anna from Dota. Sorry. When I watch every streamer, it's all suddenly shifting to religious stuff. Like, I thought we were talking about life and shit. One time my friends were talking about his personal life, then suddenly he talked about, I went to church and found God. Like, what the fuck? Oh. I don't know. That doesn't happen with my group of friends. And that doesn't happen with the content that I watch. So it might be more of like the people around you, I guess? Yeah. The difference between humans and animals is view and reaction of fire. Animals tend to flee away from fire. Humans walk towards it for warmth and harvest. Do you not have cats? Cats, if you have had pets before, like a dog or a cat, they go towards the heater. They probably go towards the fire too if they go towards the heater. But like, probably they keep a safe distance. But I'm pretty sure they do walk towards it, right? For some sense of warmth. Or am I wrong? I might be mistaken, actually. Is a heater and a fire not the same? Is it because it's like, ooh, scary, fire, red, wah? Is there a difference? Ah, wait. Why is there no notification for that? What the fuck? Victor, thank you for that. What is that? A sticker? Super sticker? I don't know what that is. Thank you for that. Thank you for your offering. Some like to twist religion like I am religion, I am the law. I don't know. I feel like I can't have a decent discussion about these sort of things on the internet. It needs to be like, it feels like it's one of those that needs to be in like an academic or an agreed neutral format. Either in an academic setting or an agreed neutral format of discussion. Oh shit, it is called a super sticker. What the fuck is that? Thanks for the super sticker, guys. And also, eardropper, thanks for the super sticker. Since when was that a thing? I'm sorry. Paul Atreides didn't want to be a messiah figure to Lisan al-Gaib either, but his followers made him messiah. What are you trying to say, Keith? What are you trying to say? That I'm Lisan al-Gaib? Difference between you and Fox, your eyes raising me and I want to marry you now, but like, what if I don't wanna? I like being an omnipresent god, so marriage is beneath me. That is so stupid, I'm sorry. I like being available for the people, right? You gotta share me with everyone. I'm a generous god after all. Pap31, thank you for the sub over on YouTube side. And Jared said, Super Chatter, arigato. Thank you for your offering towards the shrine, an offering to the shrine for my transgressions. Then, my blessing to you, Jarrison, is... What should my blessing to you be? Because I'm kind of sleepy, I hope that when you sleep, it's not the kind of sleep where you kind of just disappear and suddenly your alarm's ringing. I hope it's the kind of sleep where you feel like you slept. That is my blessing to you, Jarrison. Thank you for your offering, guys. This is not a cult. No, this is not a cult. Stop spreading false allegations. You can be the Lisan al-Gaib if you want. We just start calling you the Lisan al-Gaib. Bro, I feel like that's gonna raise hell on like the Dune subreddit. Like, oh, they suddenly started calling like this VTuber the Lee San Al guy for no reason. For no reason, I'm so fucking offended. How dare they? That's sacrilegious to Dune. Man, I really need to read Dune, the book. And the new Dune is coming out, right? Polycule situationship. Wow, nobody said that. Nobody said that, boss. The best blessing I could get, honestly. Yeah, and that's coming from a personal place for me too, because I think it was today. It was last night where I felt like I only just slept and then suddenly it's morning. I'm like, what the fuck? And like suddenly my alarm's ringing. I'm like, what? Did I even sleep? You know, it's one of those where you felt like you only just closed your eyes and suddenly you have to wake up. It doesn't make sense. We're approaching the end. We are. One more minute. One more minute. Counter argument, touch grass. I did to extend Noira's reach. Ooh, I had like a funny thing in my head about touching grass, but I don't remember, unfortunately. Fuck, what was it? What was it? Let me think. Touching grass. I don't remember, but like a while back I had a thought about touching grass, but now I can't remember it at all. Oh, yeah, okay. Here's your daily reminder to touch grass, because apparently if you stay alone, if you stay at home and you're much more of a loner, like you're a hikikomori and you don't touch grass much, you have higher chances of apparently going through spontaneous human combustion. So don't forget to touch grass, guys. Going out is good for you. You have less of a chance to spontaneously combust. Yeah, that's what we talked about last week, hey? Spontaneous human combustion. Spontaneous human combustion. Why am I stuttering when I'm saying that? Bringing back the fear from last week. Yeah, making sure that you guys remember. It's a good PSA, isn't it? It's a good PSA, I would like to think so. The end draws near. Why do you make it so fucking apocalyptic? The end draws near. I sleep during the day nowadays. Sleep during the night no longer restores me. No, that sounds horrendous, dude. That sounds horrendous. Trash grass right now. The smoke from a wildfire is consuming my state. Oh shit, yeah, I heard about that. Fuck, stay safe, guys. Stay safe. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I'll drink some water. Touch grass or burst into flames. That's some style of journalism, right? There's probably a name for it. Misinformation? Where you see that, okay, apparently according to the facts, or according to what's the information that is presented, it is said that the people who have been observed to go through or been observed to be in cases of spontaneous human combustion are those who stay home a lot and basically are a loner. Number 1, 2, elderly people, and 3, I can't remember. But like being home alone was like one of them. Like being a hikikomori was one of them. And then you spin it and be like, you need to touch grass, if not you will spontaneously combust. Is there a name for that sort of journalism other than misinformation or clickbait, I guess? Frank Herbert wrote Dune as a deconstruction and critique of messianic figures. So putting Dune on this pedestal, like, I don't know, a messianic figure is literally what the book is warning about. Interesting. I really need to read Dune. And I'm excited for the new Dune. Also, Timothée Chalamet was really hot as the screaming Lee San Al Gaib. Like the dominant Lee San Al Gaib, hella hot. Articles from The Onion. Bullshit would suffice. Yeah. I find that very funny for some reason. That, oh, if you don't go out, you will spontaneously combust. That will scare some children somewhere, I feel like. Maybe one day if I had a little Sea Fox child and they're on the PC too much, they're playing like Roblox or something, I'll be like, did you know if you don't go out and actually go out if you stay home too much, you will spontaneously combust. And yeah, that's probably gonna, maybe it's like a Baba Yaga thingamajig. It's like the monster under your bed. Maybe it'll work. Anyway, time for me to sleep. Yellow journalism in the 1800s. Wait, really? It's a thing? Right, anything into the new. Yellow journalism. Interesting. Learn something new every day. Here at least at the Deep Blue, you learn something new every day. And here at the Deep Blue, we always have something interesting to talk about. Like today, we had a lot of interesting things to talk about. A lot of random things too, like feral children and Rome. Amazing mom, Noira already implanting good ideas to the children. Good ideas. Question mark. Great way to prevent an iPad kid. Here lies a toppled god. His fall was not a small one. We did build his pedestal, a narrow and a tall one. Frank Herbert, Dune Messiah. See Fox News. Okay, guys, shut up. I need to sleep. Thank you, everyone, for dropping by the Deep Blue. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the Deep Blue. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you drop a follow if you're on Twitch, or subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you're new here, let me introduce myself. I am Noira, the Sea Fox oneesan who serves live talks in the rocks. Kokonatsu, you know I have a reference sheet on my website at noira.me. But yeah, if you guys want to find out more about me, or you want to see my reference sheet and stuff, you can find me at noira.me. That's my domain. That's my website URL. You can find it there. You can also find out about the law and everything. And if you haven't already, come join us on Discord at discord.gg/Noira. That's discord.gg/Noira. For some reason, I love doing that. Saying the URL for Discord and then repeating it like it's some sponsored message. Discord.gg/Noira. That's discord.gg/Noira. Like it's the radio show, you know? And over there you can hang with the other titlings. You can also choose to get notifications for like certain things, like my uploads, my shorts, my streams. So if you want to get notified for stuff, that is the place to go. We also have like a dedicated space for like the kind of discussions that we have here at the Deep Blue called the balcony. So if you have like thoughtful questions or interesting discussions to be had, you can do so over at the Deep Blue Discord as well. And I stream 3 times a week. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Same time, same days every week. That's 3 or 4 p.m. if you're in the EU, 6 or 9 a.m. if you're in the US, and that's at about 10 p.m. GMT plus 8 if you're in Southeast Asia. And what else? Is there anything else I'm missing? No, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everyone. Oh, wait, no, that is not it. Hold on. I need to thank you guys for being so generous to the Deep Blue. Thank you, everyone, for dropping offerings at the shrine. Look at how decorated the shrine is. Oh my god, we have so much. We have so much stuff on the shrine this week. Holy shit. I think that's the most I've seen it since like debut. Holy shit. Thanks, guys, for all the offering towards the shrine. I will definitely not drink any of it. It is there for a reason. For the shrine, it is there for someone. That's definitely not me. Right. Yeah, thank you for your offering towards the shrine. Everything that you put towards the Deep Blue goes back to the Deep Blue. And thank you guys for being so generous. Anyway, let me find someone to raid. The shrine is growing indeed. That's the most I've seen on the shrine, truly. Who do we raid today? Oh my god, Junie Kodama. I have not seen Junie in forever. I love her model. She's playing Pal World, so it's perfect. Let's raid into Junie. Junie Kodama. I love Junie. She's so pretty. I love her model a lot. And she's also playing Pal World, so it's perfect. And I haven't seen her in forever. Anyway, guys. Once again, thank you. Ooh, my figurine dropped. No, Tsukishima. Thank you, everyone. And I'll catch you guys next week. Thank you. Sayonara. And I'll see you on the flip side. Bye, titlings.